All right, shalom, everybody. Peace of the Lord to all of you. Please invite your friends and share the link with everybody you have. Today, our question is Allah is God? And we hope that we would have some engagement with Muslims. Muslims, they have the true God, and there's many proofs that He is a true God. And even if you ask AI, He will give you the answer. So, I typed in Google, why Allah is the only true God? And Google, he gave me a very good answer. Very, very nice answer. Let us share our screen with the people in Discord too. Again, we are live on Rumble and Discord and YouTube. Let me be sure that we are doing fine in Rumble. You guys hear me very well in Rumble, or it's not working? Oh, don't tell me it's not working. All right, it's working. Good. So is Allah the only true God? Belief in Allah as the only true God is rooted several keys aspect of the Islamic theology and scripture. According to Islamic teaching, Allah is the Almighty. Chapter 112, verse 1 to 4. Say He is Allah. That's a good one. So Allah say He's Allah. But who is talking Allah? All right. The one and only. That's false. This says one of, not one and only. Allah, the eternal, the absolute. That's, you see, this is a false translation. Somad is the collecting, or the, let us say, a collection of things together. If you have a piggy, a coin piggy, the one have a hole in it, this is a Somad, where people, they collect things inside it. He begotten not, nor he begotten. And there is nothing like unto him. Who is a Muslim would like to join us to examine this statement here? Because I believe this statement full of, mistakes. There is nothing like Allah? Is that true? All those Muslim websites, they try their best to present for you what is Islam. Who is Allah? Understanding the one true God. Very interesting, very interesting. Any Muslim would like to join us and tell us who is Allah, the only true God? Do we have any Muslim? Is really Allah the only true God? Is He even, can be, what is the qualification to be God in Islam? Any Muslim can help us. When somebody says he have a God, what does that mean? If you read the Quran, it doesn't take you more than 5 minutes. If you have some basic knowledge, you will find that Allah cannot be God and cannot be true. He cannot be a true angel. He cannot be a true man. He cannot be a true anything. Allah is just a fake name of a fake person, imaginary name, taken from the old religions in Aramaic, have nothing to do with any truthful or any truth. If there is any Muslim would like to join us, feel free. So about Islam, who is Allah? We click at their website to find out. This Allah look like a snake. If you look at the Arabic language, here, if you walk with my mouse, you will see that this is a snake, a serpent, right? This is a serpent. This is not. Any Muslim would like to join us? Why Allah look like a serpent? Any Muhammadan? Who is Allah? Understanding the one true God in Islam. All right. Allah is a proper name of the one true God. Nothing else can be called Allah. This is a term, has no plural or gender. This is a big fat lie. All the Quran says, I mean, look, if I type in the same page the word he, how many times I'm going to find it? Let us search for he. This website is giving me okay, let us make it more clear. Let us say he is. See, they said there's no gender for Allah. So why you say he is? Why you don't say Allah is? Why you say he is? Why you Muslim, you chosen, why Allah, your God in the Quran, chosen to be called he, if he have no gender? And you know, in the Quran we know that the Quran says clearly how Allah can have a son if he don't have a girlfriend. So if Allah have no gender, then why he is talking about having a girlfriend, a female? So the Muslims, we cannot take what the Muslims they say to us to be truth, because obviously either they are lying or they are presenting something based on ignorance. Which one of them? It doesn't matter really. This is the Quran. It says, him is due the primal origin of the heaven and the earth. How can he, look how many times he is coming, he to him. Him is for a male. He, how can he have a son when he has no consort? He created all things. He has full knowledge. All of this in one verse. How many times it says he? And it says how he will have a wife or have a girlfriend. So in the Muslim website, they lie when they say Allah have no gender. If Allah called himself he and he is not a person of gender, and then he speak how he can have a girlfriend if you have, how he can have a son if you have no girlfriend, that means this is a false statement. Allah is making things up, you know. If he is exist, if we assume that the one is talking is someone exists, his name is Allah. So all the evidence says Allah is the same as every one of us. He's a male. But remember, they said Allah nothing like him. But look, the verse we in the front of us, it says Allah like every one of us. A man, if you don't have a woman, he cannot have a son. If you put 1 million men in one island and there's 0 women, it doesn't matter how long they live, they will never be able to have a children. As simple as that. So if we put Allah in an island alone, Allah himself, he said, this is not us. He is explaining his ability. His ability is limited. How can he have a son if he don't have a woman? So what is stopping Allah from having a son? Is his ability. It's not necessarily the women. Because if he is able as God, then the women is not required anyway. Who care? The God of the Christian, he do not have a son because he have a woman. Christians don't believe that God, he got married from Mary, and then they have Jesus. So if Allah cannot have a son without having a girlfriend, that is a clear evidence that Allah cannot be God too. Do we have any Muhammadan would like to join us? Today is Sunday, and look like people are sleeping. We don't see too much activities, but maybe Allah himself, he can wake up and try to find out how he can solve this problem and have a son. So how Allah can be a true God by saying such a statement? And then the Muslim, they try to explain to you. They say to you, well, Allah is saying the reason he don't have a son, because simply he don't have a wife. But my friend, that reason, the very same reason, is to prove Allah can't be God. He's God. Why he need a wife anyway? Well, I mean, why God need a wife? How he say, how can he? You see, your God is questioning his ability. He is not only saying, I cannot, he is saying, how can? So how the Muslims in their website, they say Allah is the Almighty. The unique concept of Allah in Islam associate, Islam unique associate with Allah. The Muslim, Allah, to Muslim, Allah is the Almighty, the Creator, the Sustainer of the universe, but he cannot even have a son without having a wife. How he is the originator of the earth and the heaven? Another lie here. They say Islam is a monotheistic religion. That is a big fat lie. Who is a Muslim would like to join us and prove it to us? Any Muhammadan? Who is a Muhammadan would like to join us and prove that Allah is God of monotheistic religion? Anyone? I will give you time, Muslims. The question is very hard. Talk is cheap. Judaism, Christianity, and Islam are classified as monotheistic. However, Islam teaches that other religions have in one way or another distorted and nullified a pure and proper belief in Almighty God by neglecting his true teaching and mixing them with man-made ideas. Who is a Muslim would like to join us and tell us if this is true or not? Any Muhammadan? As I know, all of Islam is a mixing of other religions. It is Islam, a collection of many religions. And the word Allah itself is a collection of many languages. Al means God, La is the name of your God. And this is why not a single Muslim can tell us what Allah means. Isn't it weird that you Muslims believe in God, you do not know what his name means? Any Muhammadan can tell us what Allah means? It's very weird that those Abdul, they don't know what this God name means. In fact, the Muslim, maybe 90% of the names in their book, they don't know the meaning of their names. If you ask a Muslim what Adam mean, we don't know. Abraham, they don't know. We are talking about important names. Muslims, they claim it's very important in Islam. Gabriel, they don't know. Mikael, they don't know. Ishmael, they don't know. Israel, they don't know. Isa, they don't know. Maryam, they don't know. Injil, they don't know. Torah, they don't know. So how this is a religion? What do you Muslim knows about your religion? Anyone? What is Jesus' real name in Aramaic? Yeshua. You see, in Aramaic there is two accent. Like actually, the Hebrew is very close to the Aramaic. So in Aramaic, sometimes the letter the sha, they say it's sa. Like they say Shams. Shams mean sun. Shams mean sun. All right. So there is Aramaic is an ancient language and a newer Aramaic. So Jesus in Arabic we call him Yeshua because it's taking the Aramaic which he was using the sin letter instead of sheen. In the Hebrew, Yeshua. Both is the same word. Do we have any Muhammadan would like to join us? Who is a Muhammadan would like to join us in heaven? Anyone? Can Jesus create a rock too heavy for him to lift? Can we ask the same question to your God Allah? Is that being stupid or what? The one who created Allah, you know, when you say there is something, nothing is impossible for God. So God, when I create something impossible for him, is that what you're assuming? You're just be stupid. If the one who created the rock, he cannot carry the rock, that will be stupid logic. How he create the rock if he cannot carry the rock? So you are asking God to lose his power to fix with your logic, your stupid logic. Don't get married, okay? Your wife, she will leave you second day, you know? She will say, you can marry me, but you cannot carry me? She will go and find a guy who can carry her and do other things in the bedroom. Do we have any brave Abdul? I like it when a Muslim, he try to play smart. They are very smart people. So we continue with the Muslim trying to tell us who is Allah. And the more you read, the more you laugh. Allah attribute mercy, compassion, and justice. I don't know, Muslims. I cannot find mercy, I cannot find compassion, I cannot find justice in your God. I accuse you of being a liar. If Allah is merciful, why you want to cut the hand of somebody he stole an egg? Is that what mercy is about? So now I have let us say I'm sitting outside in the yard. I have a chicken. The chicken lay egg. A kid, he jumped, he took or even an adult man, he stole the egg and he ran. I catch him, I cut his hand. Is that the merciful and the just? Is the egg he stole is equal to his hand? Shall we cut the hand of a human being, make him disabled for the rest of his life? For stealing an egg? 10 cents? Any Muslims? So you say Allah is merciful. Let us see if this is true. Is that an act of mercy? Any Muhammadan? Can you show us Alex or Okanor? My friend, those are all set up false videos. The same as this guy Destiny. It looked like everybody making a video against 25. So this guy Destiny, he made a video, one Democrat versus 25 Trump supporters. We know that those fake. Bring your potato here. Let us see how good he is. We do not need a 25 Christians. A Christian kid can make him shish kebab. Those are all fake. Are meant. Who is the 25 Christians will come to debate one person? Nobody will do that. Because that will be mockery in Christianity. So all of those are fake people. However, Malik, I offer you to bring me 25 Muslims versus a Christian prince. Can you? Huh? Let us see if you're there. Destiny been accused of rape? I don't know the guy. I don't think the guy he can rape anything. I don't even think I have a, what rape. Anyway, those people, because they associate with the trash people like them, they will face a lot of stupid things around them. Tell me who's your friends, I will tell you who you are. Right? What do you think about Westhoff? I don't know him. I have no idea. How I can judge the person? I did not even listen. I listened to a video of him talking to someone for like maybe 5 minutes. That's it. But I noticed that most of those who claim to be defending religions right away buy this, sell this. Right? And, I saw in his video he is promoting buying and selling. So I stopped, watching. Do we have any Muhammadan? Who is a Muhammadan would like to join us? For me, when I see somebody, any person that claims to be religious, right away, money and buying and selling, like Muhammad Hijab, he want to sell nigla seed. Ali Dawah, he want to sell halal cat food. I never heard of halal cat food. That is hilarious. Cat, you eat it, they eat rats. What halal cat food? They eat cockroaches. But anyway, when you are a scammer and your audience are a bunch of fools, why not? Good for them. From time to time, this guy, he have an event, need me, support me, fund me. And people are just naive, people, they give money. Fund me, support me. I need to buy a chair, Okay. So the donation you get from those super chat and, Patreon, and in the top of that, you want to fund me and buy from me. All right. Do we have any Abdul? What do you think of Muslims in Kosovo converting back to Christianity? I don't know about that. I met only one woman actually the first person I met in USA when I came to the state long time ago. It was a woman from Kosovo. She became a Christian. This is the first ever European woman I saw. She was a Muslim. She became a Christian. I was visiting some, Arab people, and they told me her name. Her name is an Arab name, but she looked very much European. So they were talking about going to the church. So I said, "Oh, you are a Christian?" She said, "Yeah, I'm a Christian. I used to be a Muslim," And she told me actually her story. Do we have any Abdul? You are afraid to show your face and you want a 25 Muslim? Malik, you see, I am a very smart person. I don't show my face, so I can be comfortable around the world. I do not like fan to be around me, and I don't like to see a bunch of Abdul around me too. However, my friend Abdul, you Muslim, you claim that you know how I look like. So if you know how I look like, and you post pictures saying this is CP, so why you are making excuse of the face? Obviously you are a scumbag like your prophet. However, maybe I'm like your God Allah. I never show my face. Is that because he is afraid of Christian prince? Maybe. Uh, Muslims, my experience with them, they are coward people. I'm serious. They are the most ever coward you can imagine. They are brave only if there are too many and if you are too little. Like if there is 10 and you are alone, suddenly all of them, they are heroes. They are potato as soon as they are little minority. They claim to be brave. Look what happened to them in Israel. To make it simple, Syria. Right now, the Israeli army is 25 miles away from Damascus. The leader of Syria right now is the head of Al-Qaeda. The Mujahideen, brother. He don't even dare to say one word against Israel. Not a single word. After he became a president, the Israeli, they occupy more than 100 kilometers inside Syria. Yet no word. Why? Because he knew how small he is. Cowards. So he is a hero in the front of the Shia. His men, they go and chase the Shia. They want to kill the Shia in Syria. But the Jews are just 25 miles away from Damascus. Where are they? We don't see them. Where? There's Jews? There's no Jews. This is how the Muslims are. In Afghanistan, we left only 2,000 Marines. How many? 2,000 Marines. How many soldiers Taliban they have? At least 150,000 soldiers. 2,000 Marines, they occupy Afghanistan for more than 21 years. Cowards. Potatoes like their prophet. Do we have any Abdul would like to join us? We go back to our topic. Who is a Muslim would like to join us? Do you know who is the creator to ChatGPT? Allah, as I know, as I heard. Do you know that the one who created ChatGPT is a gay? Your prophet is a gay. Are you against gays? Isn't it your prophet? He said that he put his wife. She said the prophet he put eyeliner 3 times a day, and he said he never received Quran except in the clothes of Aisha, and he used to sit under one blanket with Omar and Abu Bakr and Aisha, and his legs are showing all the way. Isn't it a man? He start hugging the prophet and kissing him down all the way to his belly bump and down there. And your prophet, he took off his shirt so the guy he can do it. So when you talk about gay, and why you Muslim you use a ChatGPT? Why you are here in YouTube? Do you know how many gays work for YouTube? Muslims are the most hypocrite ever. Why you go to European countries? There is gays there. Stay in your holy land. All of you are gays. The most homosexual society in the world is the Islamic community, and there is a reason for that, because their life is not normal. Men, young boys, they stay with young boys. They cannot associate with young girls. So what they do? They F each other. Young girls cannot associate with young boys. So what they do? They F each other. So in Islamic society, the appearance, Islam is like an outside white grave, but inside is grave. Am I lying? I can search for you right now a video made by the Saudi government in their official TV, and the woman was talking there as a doctor in the military air force of the Royal Saudi Arabia. She said more than 45% of the people of Jeddah, her study is about the city of Jeddah, this is where her hospital, 45% they have sexual relationship inside the family, which means incest. Go watch the video. We go back to our topic. All the information Muslims they give us about their God is nothing but marketing. The second you check it out, you will find that this is absolutely false. Any Muslim want to prove me wrong? Oh, Malik want to talk. Malik is just like a, he's like a guy, he have a diarrhea. He come over to the stage and he says very stupid things. Go ahead, Malik. Go, Malik, go. Talk. Malik, you need Allah to support you. Hello. Okay, Malik is not able to talk because Allah did not give him permission. He gave a permission to Christian Prince, but Allah did not give a permission to Malik. Okay, Malik, bring your daddy. Do we have any Muslim he can tell us why Allah is God? I have a million reasons to believe Allah cannot be God. Can you give me one reason that Allah is God? Any Muhammadan? We have somebody, his name is a troll. So what troll will say? Will troll. Go ahead, troll.
Yeah, so Allah is God.
Why is God?
Because He created you and me.
Do you have a proof that He created anything?
Yes.
Well, then how He saying in the Quran? You said, yes, give me the proof, no problem. But as I know in the Quran, your God do not know how the baby is made. So if Allah is God, He should know how the baby is made. Look what the Quran is saying about the creation of the child. You see my screen?
Yes, yes, yes.
All right. According to your God, Allah created the baby from a semen, and the semen became dead blood. Is that accurate according to science?
It's accurate for the time.
It's accurate for what?
For that time.
So at that time, it was accurate.
Yes, that's right.
Oof, that's deep. But how it's accurate at that time and now it's wrong?
Because we have more information.
Oh, so now we can correct Allah. So at that time, because people are stupid and ignorant, Allah was lying to them, and now Allah is wrong, correct?
No, well, no. It's a bit like me saying rain comes from the ocean.
No,
now,
this is not.
That doesn't make any sense.
By the way, your God never said rain coming from the ocean. Your God says rain come from the sky, and ice come from mountains in the sky.
Yeah, so if I say rain come from the sky, that's not completely false.
Yeah, it can be, but here there's no way to get away with that idea, because here speaking about semen, the semen become dead blood. The semen itself become dead blood. So we can say the rain come from the sky because it's true. It comes from the sky. This is why we call it rain, But we cannot say that the source of rain is only the sky, because we have the ocean, we have rivers, we have a spring. but rain is called rain because it is coming down from above us. So now here, nutfa is a semen. How the semen become dead blood? Explain to us.
What is dead blood?
It says here a piece of thick. Do you see this? This is dead blood. Read
What
it.
is dead blood?
Dead blood? Blood is dead. Become a piece, a solid piece. When you cut your skin, you will have, you know, a batch of blood on your skin to stop bleeding. That is the blood is talking about alaqa. So what kind of God he say that the semen itself transform into dead blood, and then the dead blood will become a little lump into a clot, and then the clot became a lump of a flesh, and then the flesh or the lump become bones. This is false. So how Allah is the creator? He do not know how, he do not know how a simple baby is created.
Oh, what do you expect him to say?
I expect him to say the truth.
Yeah, but people don't understand truth.
Cannot Allah explain himself?
People, if I said to you, rain comes from the ocean,
you are stuck with the word. I don't know. You are stuck with the word rain. Listen, this is not rain. Rain coming from the ocean. Listen, no. Here, he is saying it clearly. Even the translation is not even correct, by the way, because it says here, then we made the clot into lump, and then we made out. In Arabic, there's no out. We made the lump into bones. No flesh of bones. You know, no flesh. There's no flesh here. Bones. And then we close the bones with the flesh. So the last stage, or the one before the end, is creating the bones. This is false. And then after that, we close the bones with the flesh. You see, if this is somebody meditating and just trying to explain, if
you and I,
if Muhammad is the one who is making this as a man, you know, praising his God, you know, imagine how God he created him. I can take it, fine, but this is God himself talking, saying how he created the baby, and you agree with me this is wrong, and you are saying to me, he said it.
If I said to you, if I said to you, rain comes from the ocean.
You are stuck with the rain now. Abdul, what the rain have to do with this? Focus with me. No, what you keep repeating the rain. If I say to you the rain, if I say to you the rain, if I say to you the rain. Yeah, hold on. He can explain. He can explain, and people they can find out later. Those are believers. They will believe no matter what.
You're not letting me finish. You're scared of me. Listen.
People do not need to have false information, because they don't understand now. You are God. You are not supposed to give false information because they don't understand. Either you say to them what they can understand. If you think they can't understand, then don't say it. There's no need to say it.
Are you done?
If you want to lie, you are not God. Okay. So did Allah lie here, or did Allah lie?
It's not a lie.
Did he lie?
It's a information lie. For that.
No, it's a lie. It's not true. Is it true?
Why don't you let me finish talking, man? Are you scared of me?
You are talking. You see, you are the one who's scared. You want to talk alone? We are talking, having conversation. So we are talking. It's a conversation. Is this true? Is this true, or it's not true? Is it true?
Not even letting me talk, man.
Is it true?
Scared?
You are scared to answer. You want to waste my time. Give me the answer.
Okay, then let me talk.
Is this information is true?
If I said to you, just let me talk, man.
Is this information is true?
It's true for that time.
That's false. That can't be true that time. Truth cannot change. Truth is not changeable. Truth is a truth. So cannot be.
Then you don't know how science works, because science is not about truth.
No, you see, you are ignorant again. You are comparing a human being. He make a theory, and then he discover later that the theory is wrong. So you are saying to me now, well, the scientist, he discovered later it's wrong. But this is God. He is not guessing. He is not making a theory. He is saying, I made. This is how I made. So if this is false, that means Allah is falsifying what he have done.
The problem with your logic is the problem with what you're saying is that you're using human science to refute God.
So I'm using, but those things are simple these days. It's not like a secret anymore.
That's why I'm saying that your logic does not make any sense.
We are not talking about something in the space beyond galaxies. This is something it is basic knowledge these days, and it's a fact. It's not.
It doesn't matter.
No, it's matter. It's matter.
You are using human logic to refute God logic. It doesn't make any sense.
I'm not using logic.
How can you say?
I'm not using.
How can you say that God is wrong?
First of all, I'm not using
human logic.
I'm not using logic, you idiot. I'm using facts. This is not logic now.
Okay.
This is fact.
You're using human-made facts.
No, this is not me. This is true.
It's humans. Where did it come from?
Just to show you how stupid what you are, guys. Isn't him? He said that it was true at that time. So you agree that now is the truth. You agree that at that time Allah was giving false information. You agreed yourself. So now you are saying
no, I didn't.
How? Yes, you said it was true at that time, which means it's not true at this time. That's what you said.
No, I'm saying that it's a different interpretation today.
No, you're a liar. You said it was true at that time. It's recorded.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So it was true at that time. So is it true now? No.
Yes, it's true as well today.
No, you said it's true at that time, not now. You said that.
It has a new meaning.
You are a hypocrite. You are a hypocrite.
Okay, so can I ask you something?
Okay, listen.
Where is the ingredient?
It is true at this time. Tell me how does semen become dead blood? Go ahead.
Okay, so it's not dead blood. It's just like a substance.
Well, dead blood is substance too. It's dead blood. Even your translation says clearly it is a dead thick blood. That's your translation.
Listen, man, I think you're on drugs, but I think you need to understand this.
Well, talking about drugs is a good idea. I mean, you must be in drugs too yourself to take what Allah says against what everybody knows. So now, is it true or not? It's false. According to the Quran, women, she have semen coming from the higher upside of her ribs. But everybody knows women have no semen. Only men have semen. Women have an egg. So you must be in drugs to believe that Allah is God, and you accept that over very simple fact we knew today that women, they have an egg, they don't have semen. Women orgasm have nothing to do with making the baby. According to your God, your religion, and your prophet, it is the women's semen who make the baby.
Again, this is fallacious because you're using human understanding and you're trying to refute God's understanding, and that is fallacious.
I like that. I like a human understanding. So when Muhammad he say the same thing, is that a human understanding or Muhammad is God?
Muhammad is getting revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Okay, let us see the revelation of Muhammad from Allah. According to your prophet, in his revelation, he says that the semen stay for 40 days inside the women belly. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Really? Can you give me the proof that semen live for 45 days?
45 days is different to what it is today.
Ah.
It's not the same thing.
I know. At that time, it was 45 seconds. It's different for sure.
Back then, they had a different calendar system.
I know. Did your mom, she gave birth to you in 45 nights too?
Again, how do you know they had the same system back then?
No, I do not know, my friend. Thank you. Nice talking to you. Do we have any Abdul? We can take him seriously. At that time, it was 45th night. At that time. I mean, I think this guy is the best. In his mom, she is so happy to have him. Don't show this video to your mom. She would be so proud about you. She would say, well, my son, he defeated those people. He wiped the floor with them. What the heck? How my son was able to do that? Look, the guy, he could not even answer him. Look at him. He was in this ability. Anything he say, he get him answer right away. Do we have any Abdul from at that time? Any Abdul from at that time can come and talk to us now. But we want him from at that time. I like people from at that time. Any Muhammadan? Obviously, Muhammad, he received revelation, and the revelation proving to be true. Otherwise, how Muhammad knew that it take the semen 45 nights swimming inside the women having a vacation? It's obvious. Muhammad is a prophet. This kind of information nobody knows except prophet of God. There's no way normal human being would know this. Huh? We have to admit, those Christians, they don't want to consider the truth. At that time, Allah, he said that the semen become dead blood at that time. So what is the problem? See, here we go. We have the answer for you. At that time. And then he tried to take it back. He says, okay, I said at that time, but it doesn't mean now is wrong. You said at that time it was true. Any Muhammadan would like to join us? According to science, semen cannot live more than 5 days maximum. Maximum. Not even 6 days. So Muhammad, he missed the numbers by 40 days. He's almost there. Like, imagine, guys, if Muhammad, he says semen stay inside the women for 5 days, the Muslim will make this the most, they will publish it in every article in the world. Is that correct? They will put it everywhere. If Muhammad only keep only the number 5 and forget about the 40, just little change, then every Muslim will be so proud of his prophet. Now, obviously, Prophet Muhammad is a person of science. Scientifically, he's an idiot. And it doesn't take us long to discover that Allah is a false God, isn't it? Any Muhammadan would like to join us? Who is a Muslim would like to tell us what is the proof that Allah, okay, you know what, maybe this one, Allah, he was a drunk, taking hashish, you know the thing, he was like Joe Biden, sleepy, okay, but maybe he was right in different things. If there's anything right in the Quran, any Muhammadan can show us one thing is right. Trinity is against the law of identity. That means it's all logical. Why would Jesus P.B. Yuch teach that? Man, the law of lodge and identity. You know, Abdul, the funny is you cannot even identify who is your prophet, neither who is Allah. And then you speak about the law of identity. Who is the one who came with this law of identity? Is that President Trump or Joe Biden? Do you like to come and join me? What is the law of identity so we can love together? Really, I like to hear it. No problem. Guys, what do you think? I want to see what the law of identity is that. I want to hear it from you. Do you like to come to the mic and teach us, my friend? You sound like an intelligent person. The funny is, look what this Abdul he put logic. A Muslim is speaking about logic. So it's logical that you believe in Allah, and because of that, Allah will make your penis endless. It's very logical. So you are 90 miles tall. Your wife, she is 30 miles tall. You are 1 arm wide, and your penis is endless. No comment. It's absolutely logical. We have to consider that Muslims are people of logic. Just face it, man. The funny is that Muslims speak about logic and they are the last one who have logic for anything. Is it logical that your wife in heaven, her butt will be 1 mile? Yet you, all of you, will be 1 arm wide? She can put you inside her anus. If her butt is 1 mile and your width is 1 arm, I am assuming that her anus will be at least 6 meters if it is 1 mile butt. And you are talking about logic? I'm not going to talk about the vagina, how big it's going to be. I'm still talking about logic. It's logical that your orgasm will be 70 years. And you have at least 72 wives. So, if a Muslim, he have 72 wives, by the way, the 72 wives, each wife, she have 72 maids. And every maid, she have 72 maids, etc. And then you are allowed to have sex with all of them. But this is the lowest reward. But let us stay with the 72. If we say you have only 72 women, and then you are going to have orgasm for 70 years each, but this is the orgasm alone, this is not the sex. That means you will come back to the first woman you slept with after 5,040 years. Abdul is speaking about logic. So what's the point of having 72 wives if I'm going to sleep with this woman after 5,040 years from now? And not to forget to mention, all of them, they look the same. So what difference is going to make? If all the women in my bedroom have the same voice, the same name, the same eyes, the same song, even they say the same word, by the way. Mohammed, he said they say the same things, like they don't even speak. They are programmed. They are like, you know, those Barbies. You shake them, they talk. Hello, hello. This is a person is speaking of logic. I love it. So why you don't come to the mic and tell me your logic? I like it. I like what this lady, she said. She said Allah violate many laws in the Quran. Well, Allah himself, he is a violation. He's a human trafficking violation. You know, what kind of God he tell his prophet, according to Muhammad, to go after a 6-year-old girl? What kind of God he tell to his prophet, why you told your son, keep your wife for you? Didn't I tell you, take her, she's yours? So imagine how filthy Muhammad and his God, they are doing conspiracy against a married man with his wife, happily married, just because Muhammad, he want to have sex with the women, and Allah decide to help him. It is logical. Do we have any Muhammadan would like to join us from the logical religion of Islam? It is logical that the Muslim, they drink the urine of Muhammad. the blessed urine of the Holy Prophet. It's logical. I mean, come on, we have to face it, guys. Obviously, you Christians do not know what logic. Muslims, they explain logic best. You have to face it. You know, it's time for you to wake up. The Muslim, they got logic for you. Don't you know even that philosophy in Islam is haram, which means forbidden? All the philosophers in the history of Islam, they ended either in jail or dead, killed, because they say they are kuffar. And now the Muslim, they are speaking about logic. No problem. We can talk about logic. Who want to come to the microphone? We have a Muslim, his name is a ChatGPT. Okay.
Salam.
Salam, salam.
Yo, this is my first time I just heard your name. Apparently, you're like a really big guy in debates and everything. It's an honor, man, to talk to you.
Thank you, thank you. You are not a Muslim?
Yeah, I'm a Muslim. I'm not that knowledgeable. I just wanted to come and ask, what's up with the whole thing? I just heard out of context, Muslims drinking Muhammad urine. Astaghfirullah.
You don't know that?
What is this, man?
You do not know that?
Nope. Show me proof. We'll see about it. I'll do my research, inshallah.
Okay. All right. You see my screen, right?
Yeah, I see. It's when the drop of semen remains in the womb.
No, this is not what I will show you. Because you're asking me about the urine of a Prophet Muhammad. Right? So look with me. This is, your name is a ChatGPT, so you can search it yourself. But anyway, I will help you. This is, can you read for me what it says here?
Benefits of drinking the best urine of our holy prophets.
Uh-huh.
Subhanallah.
Subhanallah.
What was the source of this?
And this is the hadith. Your prophet, he encouraged him to do it. Even he told the woman, she drank it, that she will not go to hell. Take, for example, can you...
Is this even Sahih?
Yeah, this is Sahih. Can you read for me the what it says here, please?
Take, for example, the case where a companion of the Prophet drinks his blessed urine, only to discover that she has now been shielded completely from the hellfire. All right, let me check the authenticity of this.
You know, I will tell you a story happened to me once.
Maybe this is some from other sects or whatever, something weird.
Those are Sunni. This is Sunni. Imam al-Suyuti. Imam al-Suyuti is a Muslim Sunni.
Okay, I'll check about it. Hold on, give me a second.
I will tell you a secret happened to me. I used to work in the fire department, and once we have a fire. I used to work in the fire department, and once we have a fire in the refinery, oil refinery. The degree was like 10,000 degree. Steel was melting. Everybody can't go except me. I'm an Arab. I drank the urine of Prophet Muhammad. I get in. Not even one hair of my skin is burned. You believe it or not, it's a true story. It's true, I have no witnesses of it, but who care? Muslims do not need witnesses for anything, you know. So yeah, as you see, and this is here, it says bisanadin sahih, it is authentic. You say it? Authentic.
Authentic according to who? I have to check the
according to the Muslim Sunni.
Okay, but not every Muslim Sunni is an authentic person, you know.
You see now we are not being logical, because how the Muslim, they say Islam is a preserved, and then the most authentic stories, which mean the most preserved, it is not preserved. So what?
How do we know this is authentic?
Exactly. How we know that the Quran is? How we know then the Quran is authentic?
Oh, we know it's authentic. That's a whole.
How you know? How you know? How you know? No. Let us apply.
Where do you live, brother?
Let us apply the same method on the Quran. How you know? Because the Quran is collected long after Muhammad's death, and you Muslims don't have any original copy. Nobody have any copy of the Quran. So how you know that this Quran, and you have many Quran, they are different from each other. As an example,
how do they differ from each other?
They are different. No, you see, when you say qira'at, obviously proving that Muhammad to be a false prophet, Why you have did Allah
How
give
can I? How does that disprove him?
okay,
Subhanallah.
let us see. Did Allah give Musa 7 Torah and 7 reading?
Allahu A'lam. Allah knows
Huh?
best.
Why not Allah Alam? There's one Torah.
Allah knows best. I mean, I don't believe in Torah, so it's not authentic.
What do you mean you don't believe in Torah? Your prophet believe in Torah.
No, my prophet believed in Quran.
Your prophet never took an oath on the Torah?
Allahu A'lam, man. I don't know.
Allahu Alam. That is a good answer. You see, the Muslims always they seek refuge by a sentence. Allahu Alam, Allah knows best, to escape the embarrassment. So
No,
you
because I straight up just don't know. So out of
no
respect,
problem, no
not,
problem, my
not out
friend.
of respect, but it's a good manner to
My
say Allahu
my
A'lam.
friend. Yeah, no, it's not that. Allahu Alam, because you just said something against your Quran. You said your religion don't believe in the Torah, but we have tons of verses in the Quran saying Allah and Muhammad confirming the gospel and the Torah. This is why I accuse the Muslim to be ignorant, because why don't know their book? So here, this is your book, and this is your prophet, and this is Sahih. As you see, all of those Sahih. This is Bukhari. All right. So, and this is here. Like we can find the stories in many places. You know, we can find. So let us see here.
I didn't know
The
you were a
prophet.
hadith scholar.
The prophet, he said, he told them, "Bring me the Torah." He was visiting the Jews. Bring me the Torah. It was then brought. Then he would draw the cushion from beneath of him and place the Torah in it and saying, "I believe in thee and him who will reveal thee." You see it? And this is the reference.
Show me the whole hadith.
No problem. Here we go.
I'm gonna read this. Cushion. What's a cushion? English is my third language. What's cushion? Brother.
Yeah.
You with me, Christian Prince?
I'm
What's a
with you.
cushion?
Cushion mean wasada.
Define that for me in French
You know,
or
pillow,
in English.
pillow, like something you put
Pillow.
under your head, or you know.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
You have very good Arabic. Are you Egyptian?
No, I'm not.
Where are you from?
شنو هذا؟ تحقيق هذا شنو هذا؟
Your purse.
What?
Where are you from? Where are you from?
My friend, who care? I'm black, blonde, African American from Japan. So now, answer. You said to me that you Muslims don't believe that the Torah is true. So why your prophet taking an oath on it?
Taking oath on Allah, man. I don't know. I'm not good. I'm not a scholar of hadith.
Okay. You see, forget about this. I'm not going to ask you as long. You sound like a nice guy. I'm not going to ask you things you do not know. So let us talk about things you know. Is that okay?
I'm not that knowledgeable, honestly.
Okay. What is the thing? What is the thing you think you are very sure from it in Islam?
Something I'm sure from it.
Something you know. I don't want to ask you, because each time I say something to you, you say Allahu Alam. But this is really no. This is in this because I can keep showing you things, and you keep saying to me, Allah knows best. So give me something.
I mean, I'm not a scholar of hadith.
My friend. Nobody is saying that you are a scholar, but you are a Muslim. So tell me something you are sure from as a Muslim. I don't know how much you know, so you help me. Give me something you are very sure from.
I'm an ignorant man.
Yeah, you don't know anything about Islam?
Humble myself. I don't know a lot of Islam. I humble myself, honestly. I'm just someone that listens to a lot of mashayikhs and teachers.
What is the most interesting thing you heard from Sheikh about Islam? As long as you listen to Sheikh.
I can tell you one recently I've been looking into Ramadan, since Ramadan is coming soon. And I was looking at the ayah in the Quran, the explanation of a certain ayah in the Quran. And then I was looking at the definition on taqwa. He explained later on the definition of taqwa according to Ali ibn Abi Talib and Tariq ibn Habib radiallahu anhum.
Are you a Shia?
No.
Okay.
Why?
Taqwa.
Is it because I mentioned Ali?
No, you know what taqwa mean?
Taqwa. Yeah, of course.
What?
The fear of Allah.
No, no, wrong.
That's not what it means.
No, taqwa is coming from ittiqa, which mean protection. So look at you.
Yes, that's in Arabic, but in Islam, the Islamic that's the Arabic definition. You are very right. For example, even aqidah in Arabic, it
No, my
means to
friend.
hold
No, no,
tightly
no, no.
something.
The
But
word
in Islam, it's different things. Taqwa is
it-
to fear Allah.
no, no,
Aqidah, for
no, no,
example,
no, no, no.
is the belief.
Taqwa,
What do you mean, no,
taqwa,
no, no?
taqwa is to protect yourself from Allah.
Yeah, from the fear, the punishment of Allah,
Okay,
the curse
so
of Allah,
exactly.
the anger of
So
Allah.
you are not a true believer. You are a person doing things because you fear, not because you believe. In the Quran, in chapter 3, verse 20.
How would I fear if I didn't believe?
Oh no, you are not believing Allah, but you fear Allah.
Well, I do.
No,
Okay,
no.
but how will I fear him if
Very
I don't
simple,
believe
very
him? How does
simple.
that even make
There
sense?
is somebody, he fear terrorists, but he don't believe in what they believe, correct?
But he believes that they exist. He sure saw it in front of him,
Okay.
and he
If Allah is exist, that doesn't make him God still. Satan is exist, and he is scary.
wait. Repeat, please.
Satan is exist, and he is scary too.
What rating?
Scary is scary. Satan is
Who is
scary.
scary?
Satan,
Satan?
yeah.
Satan is not scary. Allah told us
All
that
right.
Satan
So if
is an enemy to us.
if Satan is not scary, how Satan was
He's
able
an
to
enemy to us.
how Satan was
Allahu A'lam.
how Satan was able to deceive your prophet?
Allahu A'lam. I have no knowledge of this. It's possible. Allahu A'lam.
See, your God Allah could not stop Satan from deceiving your prophet. So, and you know,
Really?
you must,
Give me
yeah,
the source.
you Muslims, what?
You said what? You made a claim. Give me the source.
All right, no problem. You never heard of your prophet receiving satanic verses?
Satanic verses.
Uh-huh.
Nah, it was only from Jibril, I believe.
All right, the story says, you can read the reference about this chapter. You can read any interpretation.
This is in what? Surah Al-Hajj.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Verse number 52. Shaitan, he took the look of Jibril, and he came to Muhammad and he gave him Quran. Muhammad, he could not recognize that this is not Jibreel because he looked exactly the same, and he could not recognize that this is
They look exactly the same.
exactly the same.
Okay, where do you find this proof? Is it in this verse 52?
Yeah, read the interpretation about it.
Okay, I'm gonna read it,
Yeah.
inshallah. So
Are you searching for interpretation?
I'm reading right now, brother. It just says right now, when he did recite the revelation
Uh-huh.
or narrated or spoke, Shaitan threw some falsehood in it, but Allah abolished that which Shaitan throws in.
Mm-hmm.
So Allah has destroyed whatever the Shaitan was trying to put the falsehood. So there's no falsehood. Where's the
So
falsehood?
Allah destroyed it after Shaitan he gave it or before?
Allahu Alam. Allah knows best. Do you know? Do you know? Do you have the
Yeah,
answer?
the stories in your books it says, yeah, before Shaitan he came to Muhammad, he gave him satanic verses, and then a few weeks after, Mr. Jibreel he came to Muhammad and he say, what you have done, Muhammad? I did not give you those verses. Muhammad
Really?
Muhammad he bowed down to the three daughters of Allah.
To the three what?
The three daughters of Allah.
Allah has daughters now?
Yeah, don't you know?
Subhanallah, did Islam had a update like Christianity?
In Christianity, God don't have daughters and don't have sons. God,
Oh yeah, really? Okay,
God,
show me you have made now two claims.
God have
That
son, not
wait, brother
sons,
Christian,
and we don't have
don't jump.
daughters.
You have made now two claims. Show
Yeah.
me the claim where Allah has daughters, and show me the claim
All right.
where it was only weeks later that Jibreel corrected
No problem.
the revelation.
Yeah. If we go in the Quran and we read the story of Al-Gharaniq, Do you know what al-gharaniq is?
No, like I told you, I'm not that
Al-gharaniq,
knowledgeable.
al-gharaniq, you know, uh,
What's that?
اللات والعزى ومنات. So when the three daughters of Allah mentioned to Muhammad in the chapter of An-Najm, let us go to a chapter of An-Najm right away. Actually, there's no need for this. So if you go to An-Najm, you know what An-Najm mean?
No, unfortunately.
All right. An-Najm mean the stars. All right. So والنجم إذا هوى ما ضل صاحبكم وما غوى وما ينطق عن الهوى إن هو إلا وحي يوحى. So your prophet, he was reciting the chapter of An-Najm, and then he mentioned the three daughters of Allah. أفرأيتم اللات والعزى ومناة الثالثة الأخرى. Do you see the three daughters of Allah, Allat, Al-Uzza, Al-Manat, the third? Allah said to them, for you the males and for him the females. So Allah complained here about the Arab giving Allah daughters, but they don't give him any sons. That's not nice. But what happened here when Muhammad here arrived?
These are idol worshippers.
Yeah, and Muhammad was idol worshipper too. Muhammad, he is idol worshipper.
Muhammad was an idol worshipper.
Yes, Muhammad was.
SubhanAllah.
Yes.
Wait, what's the number of the surah? Is it 53?
53, and this is 1920. All right.
Oh, right.
So, so when Muhammad he recited this, the shaitan he throw in his recitation that it's a must to ask the Lat and Al-Uzza and Manat.
Oh, this is the part where the shaitan has whispered.
Yeah.
Okay, inshallah. Let's look at it, inshallah.
Uh-huh.
So let me just read a little bit before the verses.
Uh-huh.
Inshallah.
Mm.
Yeah, very good Arabic. Your reading is amazing, mashallah. In verse 23, I feel like it just not debunks, but like kind of explains.
Yeah. You see, I'm not
ayah.
saying that the Quran is saying that Allah have three daughters. What I'm showing you, that shaitan he throw on Muhammad recitation
This is false.
This is
What
false.
you claim is false because in this verse 23, it's showing that it's clearly saying how like those were invented. Look, I read it in French, but I'm gonna look at it in English. So, but these are names which you have named you and your fathers, which for which Allah has sent down no authority. So yeah, basically, we don't worship them.
This is not the topic. You know, I want to focus with my friend. So,
What do you mean? Do you mean Muslims?
why we are talking about this verse? Because I said to you that shaitan he throw satanic verses in Muhammad's mouth, correct?
That's your claim, but I don't.
No problem. No. Even the Quran says that the Quran says Allah will demolish them. You forgot? Allah will.
Allah said He demolished them. The words of shaitan.
Okay, but that means he throw already. You cannot demolish something that's not there, right?
Allahu alam, maybe shaitan had
What do you mean? What do you mean? No.
This is just the interpretation.
How I'm going to demolish something is not there. Like if I would say to you, I will demolish this building. Does that mean there's a building there or there's no building?
That means there is a building.
Okay, so the building is there, which is a shaitan now recitation, and Allah now saying, Allah will delete whatever shaitan he put there. But the question is, how shaitan was able to give Muhammad satanic verses? According to the Muslim stories, and according to your prophet, a shaitan, his name Al-Abyad, he came in the image of Jibreel, and he gave Muhammad satanic verses. And then
So
Jibreel,
Shaitan came in line and he gave
huh?
okay. But didn't come back to those verses that you claim that it's Shaitan who whispered it to Muhammad.
Let me help you. Let me help you. Uh, you see, when we go, let us see. Give me a second.
Come back to that verse that you said the Shaitan
No, no,
whispered
no,
it.
no
It was
problem. But
about what
I want to
context.
show you Islamic interpretation to save time, your time and my time.
No, it's okay. Just come back to it because honestly, you said um. So I'm gonna go with your argument. So you said that Shaitan has already whispered those verses.
Yeah.
And then in the previous ayah, we saw that Allah destroyed the falsehood from the Shaitan, the whispers
All,
from the Shaitan.
all right. And
Like, so now you tell, how does it make sense that later on Jibreel came to Muhammad and corrected him according to you?
that's
And
it.
then,
That is,
as we know, as Muslims, before the death of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he revised the Quran multiple times.
my
So
friend.
if
My friend.
Muhammad,
Let me give you a certificate. You are a very smart person. Look what you just did. You just destroyed Islam. Because if Allah will demolish the verses, why Jibreel? He need to come to Muhammad and tell him, I did not come to you, I did not speak to you, and this is false. It's not from Allah. What do you think? Why? You yourself, you say it doesn't make sense, correct?
no, your claim doesn't make sense. I'm gonna try to resume
No,
and be
no,
as
yeah,
quick as
yeah.
possible. Give me like
My claim doesn't make
50
sense.
seconds.
My friend, you just say this claim doesn't make sense because if Allah, this is what you said, if Allah will demolish this, then this doesn't make sense. Allah will demolish it, right?
Yeah, how come the words are still there?
Ag-
And
ag-
plus, you said Jibril came later on to Jibril came later on. Sorry, that was my mom. That's
Right?
why I paused.
To
So you said
Muhammad,
that after that, Jibril came on later on to
right?
tell the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that those verses were false. Now, my question to you: how does that make any sense? Because as we know, Muslims, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, before he died, in the in his last years of living, his last moments, he was revising a lot the Quran. He was revising it a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. And so,
Oh,
if he had already knowledge from Jibreel that these are false verses, how did he keep them in the Quran? And we still have him today in front of us.
yeah. You see, if in fact, if you read the verse after it, look what it says. If Allah deleted those verses, then the verse number
Let's do a screen
53,
share. Let's do a screen share for the people.
I'm showing it. You don't see it? Ah,
Huh?
the
Really?
screen disappear.
I don't
Okay.
see it.
Yeah, Discord disconnect the screen from time to time. All right. You see it now?
It's okay.
So look what 53 is saying. The verse is still there. Nobody take them because
So we were in 52 in the beginning.
those verses will cause a trial to the Muslims. How they are gone? They are not gone.
Hold on, let me see.
Yeah,
That He Allah may make. So can you like highlight with your cursor the part that says it will be a trial for the people?
yeah.
Okay, barakallahu fik. That oh, it's the her. Okay, I gotta read it all. All right. That he. I think, from my interpretation,
Mm-hmm.
verse 52, and Allahu alam, I'm not a scholar, so don't take this from me.
All right.
And so for the verse 52,
Uh-huh.
we have the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam who gets revelation.
Yeah.
Then it says Shaitan threw some falsehood in it, but Allah abolished what Shaitan throws in.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, the next verse, that he may make what is thrown in by Shaitan a trial for those whose heart is a disease.
Mm-hmm.
So these what Shaitan has thrown in the verse 53, from my interpretation, it doesn't have to do anything with the revelation of the previous one,
Mm.
because it says that Allah abolished it. in the verse 53,
But how that will make a trial
Quran
for the
came for the
Muslims?
Muslims, for the mu'mins.
How
But
how
we
that?
see Shaitan is whispering for the hearts with disease, the hypocrites and the disbelief. So it's different types of people. I
No
don't know.
problem. But how that?
But Allah A'lam. I'm not a scholar.
I,
I just
I,
want to
you see,
try to
okay, no problem. Is that going to be the reason not to say not to use our brain? So how that is going to be a solution? Because if will be a trial, that means the verse is still there.
No, 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 no. I think it's what my point was. It's talking about two different things. In verse 52, it was about the whispers of the shayateen in the mixed up falsehood in the Quran revelation. But Allah has destroyed it.
No, it's
But
not
in the
two. It's
next
not two
verse
different things.
53,
No, my friend.
it's Shaitan who's
Read.
whispering what
No,
people
no,
should.
no, no.
It's two
It
different
says
things.
that
One's
Allah.
from revelation, one is was for people.
Read carefully with me. That he, Allah, may make
Yeah.
what is thrown by shaitan. So when
Yep.
shaitan he throw here, the verse before it, he throw and the recitation.
No.
Yeah.
So
Huh?
yeah.
Okay.
But in the verse 52, Allah has destroyed specifically what he thrown in the revelation.
Exactly. So this is
The
cannot be true.
shaitan,
So this is a contradiction
no,
because here
no,
it's
it's
a
not a
con.
contradiction.
Yeah, it
It's throwing
says
two
it's
different things.
you see
It's shaitan is throwing two different things.
no,
One is
no,
at the
no, no. Okay.
revelation of the
Open
Quran.
open the
Okay, look,
interpretation.
let's not talk over each other. Make your point, and I will respond.
Open any interpretation and give me the answer. You will find this is the
But that
same
was
thing.
from my, sure, that was from my interpretation. But
No,
if you
no,
want to go
we don't want to go by your
go further,
interpretation.
let's
I
go
mean,
into Ibn Kathir
it's not up
or
to
Sheikh
you.
Sa'd.
It's not up to me. Correct? We cannot.
The
We,
what?
it's not up to you or to me. This is religion. This is not a shish kebab. So you can say this is my interpretation. So you have to go either. If you don't know, then check the scholars and tell me what they say. You will find the scholars agree with
Okay,
me.
okay. When I said my interpretation is like how I understood it. But sure, let's look into tafsir
Okay.
of that
All
ayah,
right.
inshallah. All right. So it's Surah Al-Hajj, which is I think Mekki Surah or Medini.
Mm-hmm.
Allah. Uh, Hajj found it, verse 52 and 53, inshallah. We're gonna look into it, inshallah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me just read it in French real quick. Some of it. Okay. SubhanAllah, just a comment, just a comment. I didn't check yet in the tafsir. But at the end of the verse 52, from
Mm-hmm.
the translation in French, it says at the end, Allah, like strengthen his verses, like he's I can't translate it. Forget about it.
No problem. I will show you English, my friend, just to help you. Here we go. Read from me my screen.
Is this tafsir?
Yes.
Tafsir from who?
Ibn Abbas. And this is the
Ah,
official. This is the
but
official
I don't know
government.
if Abbas really wrote books. Maybe it's a narration from Bin Abbas, but who brought it?
No, according to the Muslim, Tanwir al-Mikbas is a collection of what Ibn Abbas he explained the Quran. In fact, Ibn
Oh wait,
Abbas,
who bring this? No, no, no. Let's look into the source of this. Who bring it? Is it Bukhari? Is it Muslim? Who got this narration
my
from him?
friend, I can show it to you from any interpretation you want. It's all the same. But just to make it clear
No, no,
for
no.
you,
Look, I believe
does
in
it?
Bin Abbas, but
Hold on.
see,
Okay, we
but
can
where
change it.
did you get it from?
We can change it. Okay, this is the
No,
official
it's okay.
government.
Bin Abbas is the best. No, no, Bin Abbas is the best, if not the one of the best. So
Okay,
now all I need to know
all
is
right.
where did you get it, the narration from Bin Abbas?
This is a
Because
book.
I can come and
This is
invent
a book.
something and say, yeah, it's
This
from
is a
Bin
book.
Abbas.
It's called تنوير المقباس من تفسير ابن عباس. You see the name of the book? All right. It says here,
Are we talking about Bin Abbas, the cousin of the Prophet, or some
yes,
other Bin
yes.
Abbas?
No, Ibn Abbas, the
Cousin of the
cousin.
Prophet.
Yeah. So
Inshallah.
that he may make that which the devil.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me check about that book. I
Uh-huh.
don't know that book. Because me personally, whenever I check tafsir, it's Bin Kathir or Sheikh Al-Sa'di.
All right.
تنوير المقباس تنوير المقباس I just found something.
Okay. What you found? Tell me.
So what I found,
Uh-huh.
without taking too much of your time by listening to the video, it was saying that the man who wrote this book, he is someone who's knowledgeable in language, not in Quran, in language in Arabic.
Who
All
care?
his tafsir is going to be
Ibn
related to language,
Abbas, my
so
friend.
not like to the level of
Ibn
Ibn Kathir.
Abbas. Ibn Abbas is the one who's talking. Who care about
Yeah,
this person? This is what Ibn Abbas said. This is not what the guy said. He said clearly, Ibn Abbas said. This is not him talking. So if I say Ibn Kathir said, who care about Christian Prince? Ibn Kathir said. The question is Ibn Kathir said that or not? Or Ibn Abbas said that? Yes, he said that. And this is mentioned in many interpretation of your religion. You know, like, do you know Tafsir al-Razi? The same. Go to Tafsir Ibn Kathir. Go to Tafsir al-Qurtubi. Go to Tafsir al-Tabari. We will find the same story. Your prophet receives...
Tabari is good. If you have one, you can get it from.
Huh?
If you have from Tabari, we can. I could definitely look into it.
All right. Let us see.
These are people that I know.
But here there is no Tabari in English, but we can go to the Arabic. They have
Get
only...
it from inshallah.
No problem. We can go to At-Tabari. Here we go. This is At-Tabari.
Is it translated, inshallah?
No,
oh, man.
It's not. No. This is why I'm trying to show you what is in English. You know. Yeah.
Okay, it's okay. I'll just take Bin Kathir that I have right now in front of me in English. Inshallah.
Anyway, you can do this. You can go. I will give you the link. You can open Google Translation and translate, and you will find this is the same thing. Verse number 53.
Google translation is not good.
I know what we can do. I mean, this is the, you know, I cannot teach you Arabic in 2 seconds. You know what I will do, but you will see there that this is exactly about the 3 daughters of Allah. Remember, I gave you the link now. This is verse number 53, not 52. Still is talking about what? That this is Allah will delete what shaitan he throw in. He mentioned that when the shaitan he put in the mouth of Muhammad تلك الغرانيق العلا إن شفاعتهن لترتجى. Those the goddess Muhammad, he called the 3 daughters of Allah, he called them غرانيق, the goddess, the highest, he praising them God, their God. إن شفاعتهن لترتجى. Their intercession is a must. And then
I don't read Arabic, so I can't be sure 100% what you're saying is authentic. Sorry. Even though you like, I know you're probably honest, but no.
Well, you can use Google Translation. Why you don't use Google Translation? Use it, what you will lose.
Google Translation is bad. You need translation.
My friend, no problem, but at least it can give you an idea. This is about, because you said verse number 53 is not about what shaitan he throw in verse number 52. That's what you said. So now the whole time we are wasting here is just to show you that 53 is exactly about 52. So open any interpretation you want. Okay, forget about this one. Open Ibn Kathir, no problem. Ibn Kathir in English. Go ahead. This is Ibn Kathir in English. I will wait for you on the screen. And by the way, Ibn Kathir in English is not the same as Ibn Kathir in Arabic. The Muslim, they went over diet, and they took a lot of pages out of the interpretation.
Make
Thousands.
it shorter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is why
You
the importance of learning Arabic.
so you can read here from verse number 52 to verse number 54, and this is Mikathir.
I'll check in Quran.com.
It's the same. This is Mikathir. They are copying each other anyway. This is Mikathir in English. This is
No,
Muslim.
check on Quran.com. It's a website that I know is authentic.
My friend, it's the
I mean,
same.
are you on?
It's the same. You can check
Check
yourself.
right now.
No problem. No. Okay,
Quran.com.
give me the link. Give me the link. Give me the link. I will put it for you on screen.
Bet. I got it.
It's the
It's on
same.
the chat.
All
All
right.
people are not going to spam and make it go away.
All right. Here we go. This is the same. You are giving me the same, my friend. You know, you think it's different. It's not. Here we go. So this is, here we go. This is Mikathir. If this will make you happy, here we go. Now,
Barakallahu fik.
so here, if we go down and we read, it says, where it says number 52, all right, لِيَجْعَلَ مَا يُلْقِي الشَّيْطَانِ. You see it? This is the verse we're talking about, 53. See it?
Yep.
Okay. What the interpretation for it? Let us see here. And those have given knowledge, let us see, لا يأتيه باطل, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Actually, he did not give anything. There's nothing about the verse. He just repeat the verse here. This is cannot be Ibn Kathir, the correct one. Let us go to the Arabic. You see here, he said nothing. Where is the interpretation? He just recite exactly what the verse saying. Whatever shaitan throw a trial for those who have, he did not say anything. He did not explain throw to who, what, nothing. Let us go.
50. Okay. 53. It explains that the tafsir explains that it was the whispers to the hypocrites and the idolatry.
No, it's not to the hypocrite. No.
It is right there.
No.
Right
it says whatever shaitan he throw is going to be a trial for who?
For who?
For the hypocrite. Yes, those are the Muslims. However, still whatever shaitan he throw to who? Shaitan he throw to Muhammad.
But is Muhammad a hypocrite and an idolater?
No. You see, I don't know why you are being stubborn.
Exactly, that doesn't work.
Listen. If you ask me about Muhammad, he's a hypocrite. But this is not the topic now. In here,
he's a hypocrite. Okay, so this is another topic. You're opening way too
much. No.
Like,
we will go for that later. But let's confirm here. What the verse here is saying to you, that whatever shaitan,
because we gotta speak on the same basis. We gotta speak.
No problem. Whatever shaitan he throw to Muhammad is going to be a trial for the Muslim hypocrite. Whatever shaitan he throw into Muhammad is going to be a trial to who? To the Muslim hypocrite. Those who have sickness in their heart. This is why the verses are after each other. So shaitan he throw in Muhammad, whatever shaitan he throw in is going to be trial for those who have sickness in their heart.
I don't see where it says that directly to Muhammad.
Whatever, my friend, the verse before it is a shaitan throw to who? Throw to Muhammad.
Well, what's the context in
the context is right? because why a Muslim will be in trial anyway if shaitan left nothing there? What is the trial then? What is the trial?
I think it's two different things.
No, it cannot be because people, they have to receive Quran from Muhammad only. They cannot receive it from the BBC. So whatever shaitan he throw where into Muhammad is going to be a trial for who? Those who have sickness in their heart. Because after Muhammad doing this, many Muslims left Islam because they noticed that Muhammad is a hypocrite man. He bowed down.
I don't even know why we're debating over this. It clearly said, the verse clearly said that Allah has destroyed the falsehood.
He destroyed nothing, because if he destroyed, it's not going to be a trial. It's not going to be a trial. Okay, my friend, hold on. How it's destroyed, and we have the verses.
Okay, what is the verse? Come back.
All Muslims, they say what the verses is, like when I showed you what Ibn Abbas said, he said,
what's the verse? Where's the falsehood that remains still?
It's exist. Here we go. Let me show you. This is, give me a second. Let us see if it's false. All right. So if we go here, I'm going to switch my browser so I can use Google Translation, because what I can do, you don't know Arabic, and now you are saying to me they want to use translation. I have to use it. So let me switch.
not Google Translate, brother.
It's not a, we have no choice. Okay, can you give me somebody who speaks Arabic? He can translate for you?
No.
Okay, so what I can do? Hey, come on, you're making it impossible. It's like you're being, you know what? Either you do it this way.
I told you in the beginning, I'm not knowledgeable.
This is not about knowledge now. You see, we are using the tools everybody can use. So what the problem? All right, here we go. This is Tafsir who? This is Tafsir al-Baghawi, the master of Ibn Kathir. This is the boss of Ibn Kathir. So here it says, let me translate for you, Tafsir al-Baghawi. Do you see it? Al-Baghawi.
Al-Baghawi interpretation.
All right. And this is the chapter we are talking about, volume number 5, page number 393. So your prophet, when he was reciting أَفَرَأَيْتُمُ اللَّاتَ وَالْعُزَّى ألقى الشيطان على لسانه بما يحدث به نفسه ويتمنى. Your prophet was wishing that Allah will give him something, will make believers and non-believers join in prayer together. And the wish came true. The shaitan gave him that the 3 daughters of Allah, their intercession is a must.
Did you see the Lat, the condolences, and the other third managing? Satan threw his tongue with what he was happening with himself and his wish.
What he was wishing for. So Muhammad was wishing from Allah to give him verses which would make the non-believers agree with him. Allah gave him the verses, worship the 3 daughters. In fact, it says that when he recited this, all Quraysh.
Where does it say worship the 3 daughters?
My friend, translation, it says here, Inna shafa'atahunna la turtaja. Their intercession.
But where does it say in the Quran to worship?
No, this is the verse Allah supposedly took. My friend, is like you said to me, it's not there. This is the verse. So Allah did not take anything because now he took it from the Quran.
Where is it in the Quran?
It's not in the Quran no more, but it's in the book now. So now Muhammad is getting
destroyed.
No, it's not destroyed. How it's destroyed if every Muslim memorize it? It's not destroyed. It's there. And then it says here. So when Quraysh they heard this, they were so happy.
Hey, yo, wallahi, I'm lost, bro. Yo. I don't understand Arabic. Plus, I zoomed out when you were explaining. My bad.
When Quraysh heard him, praising their gods, the 3 daughters of Allah, they were so happy. And Muhammad was reading it for them. And not only that, it says when he recited that, he did bow down. And the Muslims and the Kuffar, all they bow down with him. Read with me carefully and love. Your prophet, he joined the pagan in their religion, and they bow down, and he bowed down with them. He did not even notice what he have done. Not even one. There's only one kafir. He did not bow down because he's old. He's so old to bow down. He cannot do it. This is what it says here.
When the Quraysh heard that, they rejoiced with him, and the messenger of God, may God's prayers and peace be upon him, went on to read it. So he read the whole surah and prostrated at the end of the surah, and the Muslims prostrated with his prostration, and all those in the mosque prostrated from the polytheists.
See, the polytheists, the pagans, and the Muslim now suddenly they are worshipping the same God. Why? Because the polytheists, they worship Allah anyway. They are pagan. Islam is a paganism. The pagan of Quraysh, they worship Allah. Muhammad, they worship Allah. The problem now, should we worship the 3 daughters of Allah or not? So Muhammad now, he said, the daughter of Allah, their intercession is a must. Muhammad now, he noticed that he made a poo-poo. People, they start leaving Islam. They noticed that Muhammad is a fraud. So he claimed that, oh, it's not my fault. Shaitan came to me and he gave me those verses. It says here that the prophet, he became, look, read carefully. فَلَمَّا أَمْسَى.
I don't read
no problem, I will show you, no problem. أَتَاهُ Jibreel. Jibreel came to Muhammad.
Let's say you have the point. Look, because honestly, I don't want to waste your time. Let's say you all right.
Gabriel came and said, "O Muhammad, what did you do?"
Oh Muhammad, what you have done? Jibreel came to him and said, what you have done? Why you do that? He told him, a shaitan, he looked like you, he came to me and he gave me those verses. So this is your books. This is your religion. And now talking about hypocrite, because we mentioned Muhammad is hypocrite. Muhammad, he recited the 3 daughters of Allah.
The messenger himself is a hypocrite.
Absolutely. We can give you a million examples. But look at this one. How he is a prophet of Allah.
Good.
Just now because he want to make...
Christian Prince. Look. Let's say you are right. Why don't you... I would be curious and seriously, like, I would really be interested to look you talk about this to people knowledgeable and people who do da'wah. Like,
bring them. Go ahead, bring them. Did I Sheikh Uthman is knowledgeable? Sheikh Uthman do not know how to say your prophet name correctly.
Really?
Yeah. Go right now.
He's more knowledgeable.
Go.
If it has to be,
my friend.
I know someone off my head,
Uthman is a big fat scam. I challenge him 1,000 times. He don't dare even to say hello to me. And I challenge you nicely. I challenge you to call him and tell him, just talk to this guy. I will call him. Don't call me. I will call him. Even though he is nothing for me, but I don't mind. I'm very humble man. I will call anybody. I will call him if he dare. He will not dare. Go right now and search in YouTube. The Muslim making videos laughing at Uthman about how he read Quran, he add word to the Quran, he fabricate verses. Honestly, no, hold on.
You speak Arabic, right?
You
speak very good
hold
Arabic.
on, my friend. No, hold on. You mentioned to me Uthman. I mean, how in the world Uthman is even a sheikh? This guy is a mockery to Islam. No, he's not a sheikh, my friend. He is a mockery to Islam. Look, those are the look. This is a video made by Muslim. Look how many videos. They laugh at him. Those are your Muslim, Sunni, Salafi. The whole video is about how the guy he fabricated Quran. Watch the video.
قال لقومه وأنجانا أهله يعني الله وأنجانا أهله يعني
أنجانا if there is in the Quran any أنجانا so those are the Muslims, they made the video, not me. Look, this is the channel Al-Islam Production. Is that my channel? And who is talking there laughing at Uthman? Look, those are the sheikhs. They say, how in the world this guy he claimed to be sheikh?
Check maybe with a more knowledgeable person than me, but me honestly.
My friend, just give me one. Get
inshallah, me. You know, Christian Prince, look. What you have brought, I will definitely 100%. Inshallah, tomorrow I will go pray Fajr at my masjid, inshallah, bi'idhnillah.
All right.
And I will ask a question about this, inshallah.
You're welcome. You are a nice person. You are welcome in my program anytime. But I have advice for you. You know, the excuse that this is Arabic. I mean, your religion is based on Arabic. So
yes, I should learn Arabic, right?
Yeah. So you like, no, at least you have to agree that, okay, I have a duty, your duty, to find out what this guy is saying is true. So take the reference. Let us say you don't know Arabic, no problem, but you will meet people who speak Arabic. I don't trust Muslims.
I've heard claims about Uthman not being a trustworthy person, but
yeah, he married a Muslim to his wife, and then
just go see someone more knowledgeable than me.
No, not only that. I don't know if you know, this guy is a scam. A Muslim guy. Go watch his video. He married Uthman is the one who married him to this woman. One day he have a fight with his wife. He told Uthman, "Can you please talk to my wife to fix things between us?" Do you know what Uthman did?
What?
He took his wife.
Allahu alam, I don't know about that.
No, the video is there. The guy is not lying. Even Uthman, he's supposed.
Don't worry. Look, my point was just go see someone more knowledgeable than me. But Uthman,
no, you're saying to me.
Listen.
You're saying to me, go. Look what you're saying. Go and see somebody. I did not come to you. You came to me. Bring them.
You are right.
Yeah, bring the knowledgeable one. Where is the knowledgeable one? I don't see them. I never met all my life one knowledgeable Muslim all my life.
Where do you live?
It doesn't matter where. I'm a Middle Eastern. I'm an Arab.
I'm sorry. You're on live. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know you don't want to say those type of things.
My friend, I never met a Muslim who is knowledgeable. In fact, I can prove to you that Muhammad himself is not knowledgeable about Islam. You're a prophet, the founder of Islam. You do not know what Islam is. Your God, Allah, do not know what Islam is.
Allah doesn't know what Islam is.
Exactly. He don't know. Okay, tell me what Islam is. Tell me what Islam is.
Islam?
Uh-huh.
If I remember correctly, and Allah knows best, Islam means Aslama, means submission to Allah.
False.
False?
Absolutely false. Okay, let us make it simple. Let us make it simple. Is a Muslim is someone believe in Allah, or he is a hypocrite?
Muslim. A Muslim is someone who believes in Allah.
The Quran say the opposite. Let me show you. This is your Quran. This is your Quran. The Quran says Muslims don't believe in Allah. You don't need to believe in Allah to be a Muslim. You see my screen, right?
Yeah, I see.
All right.
So your point is, we don't need to believe in Allah to be Muslim.
Absolutely.
Oh wow. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, all I know is that to become a Muslim, you have to believe in Allah.
No.
And
all what you need to do is to be hypocrite. Say Shahada, and it doesn't matter if you believe or not. This is not a problem. So in chapter 49, verse number 40, it says, the Arab, they said, the Arab, we believe. What they said? We believe. Allah told them, say to them, you believe not, but only you say we are Muslims. So what they are allowed to say? They are allowed to say we are Muslims. They are not believers. But
wait, hold on. Let me read the verse real quick. Give me a second. So the Bedouins say, we believe. Say, you believe not, but you only say we surrendered in Islam, for faith has not entered your hearts. But if you obey Allah and His Messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, He will not decrease anything in the heart for your deeds. For Allah is most forgiving, most merciful.
So how they are?
OFT.
So how Allah consider them Muslims if they don't believe? You tell me. A person who don't believe, how Allah consider them Muslims says you are fine. All what you need to do, obey Allah and His Messenger. But they don't believe. So why He's saying to them, don't say we believe, say we are Muslims. How you can be a Muslim but you don't believe?
Wait, hold on. I don't understand. Repeat, please, slowly.
He told them, you see, first of all, you said to me, Islam means submission. That's false. It means surrender. Surrender. Physically surrender.
Maybe it's translation, but it's submission.
No. Aslam, no. Aslam, taslam. Aslam, surrender, you will be safe. So Muhammad, he attacked the people.
Aslam. No. Islam comes, Aslam. From what I've been taught, Islam comes from Aslama.
Exactly. Aslama means he surrendered.
No, submit.
No. Submit is something.
I'm not knowledgeable in Arabic.
Okay, no problem. So listen. Don't say we believe. Say we surrender. We are Muslims. This is what the word Islam means. This is your translation. This is Muslim translation. Don't say we are believers. You should not say that.
Where does it say? Don't say?
You say in front of you. The Bedouins say you believe. We believe. Yeah. Say to them you believe not.
Only you say, yeah. I think it's referring to hypocrites. They say they believe, but they don't.
Exactly. Thank you. So guys, so how they are hypocrite and they are Muslims? So Allah saying to them, it's okay to say we are Muslim, and it's okay even if you don't believe, as long you obey Allah and His Messenger. Faith did not even enter their heart. How Allah saying to them, call yourself Muslim then?
Did not exactly. That's the point, I think. But I'm not sure. Maybe I just don't understand quite. So faith has not entered in the heart. Basically, it's people, hypocrites, who say we believed, but in their hearts, faith did not enter. But they just pretend and say out loud, yes, we believed.
Wonderful. But your God saying to them, call yourself Muslim. Don't say you're a believer.
Where does it say call yourself
It's in front of you. I don't know how many times I need to repeat. Open Ibn Kathir and read. You will die laughing. It says, they say we believe. What they say? We believe. We are believers. Tell them no. You are. Tell them no. You are not believer. You believe not. But you can say, you only say, which means you are allowed to say, We are Muslims. For faith never enter your heart. However, as long,
let's check Ibn Kathir, like you said.
but if you obey Allah and His Messenger, no problem, no punishment for you.
Let me open up my Ibn Kathir. So, believes ill prophet. Tafsir. Bismillah. So there's a difference between a believer and a Muslim. Okay? The Bedouins say. Hey, the tafsir is so long, bro. I'm just gonna waste your time.
All right, I will give you your time.
Hey, honestly, I'm gonna look also into that. So the two verses from Surah Al-Hajj 52-53 and this from Hujurat for 14. I'm gonna look into it, inshallah.
You see, one of the funny things actually about Islam is that a Muslim cannot understand his book, even though Allah.
No, I can. I just don't have the right mind. Right.
No. Let me tell you. Allah in the Quran, He claimed that He explained His book, but obviously He did not. To the point, every Muslim give me different interpretation for the same sentence. So,
really?
Yeah, like you said to me, Ibn Kathir is this. Okay, how many tafsir I showed? How many tafsir I showed you? How many tafsir I showed you? Each one of them is different from the other one. Not a single one is the same. So the Muslims, they got a very clear Quran. Allah explained the Quran, and then we have to write 1,000,000 books to explain the explained by Allah. So Allah book is a big failure. And not only that, your God, He have to rewrite His Quran 7 times according to Muhammad, so the Muslim they might understand. So this is after Allah writing His book, giving Muhammad 7 Quran reading according to Muhammad. 7. Yet the Muslims
don't make another point. Don't make another point. Just conclude, man. Just conclude.
I'm just saying you, my friend, if you cannot handle it, you can leave. No problem. This is your business. But if Allah, after giving Muhammad 7 Quran, still the Muslim cannot explain a verse in the Quran. So what Allah did? He make it more complicated and more confused. He did not explain anything. And what kind of a God? His prophet tell him, my people cannot do it. My people cannot handle it. It's just a tiny, small, tiny village. So the village of Mecca needs 7 Quran to understand the Quran. They could not. But a guy in Pakistan, his name is Zakir Naik, he can understand the Quran? Hold on, I have a caller. Hello? Christian Prince, first of all, I said to you 1,000 times, I understood the Quran very well. Zakir Naik, you don't even know how to read the Quran. You do not even speak one Arabic word. You indeed that. Christian Prince, first of all, who said to you that we need to understand the Quran? First, they can explain to me. What the heck? I don't know what you said exactly. This is exactly how we explain the Quran. Nobody understands. That's because you are Muslims. What is the explanation? So Allah, He wrote the Quran 7 times to Muhammad. Each time the angel come down, Muhammad, he said to the angel, listen carefully, my people are so stupid, man. They cannot handle it. Give me one more. Is that a bazaar in the Middle East? Like how much the t-shirt? 50. Can you make it 40? Can you make it? My people cannot understand. What does that mean? This is a book written by Allah, and yet people can't understand. So now if I go to my books, and I wrote many, imagine I have to rewrite one book, each book, 7 times to explain to you my idea. This is a big failure for any author. He must be so slow, or the audience are so stupid. Which one? So Muhammad here, he came with this method of 7 Quran to cover his lies. He cannot recite the Quran twice correctly. So the Muslim, they notice, he says something tomorrow, different from something he said yesterday. So they said, there's a story of 2 people, they were fighting about a verse, chapter he's reading. He said, this is not what the Prophet said. So the guy, he grabbed him and he took him to Muhammad. He told him, Prophet, this guy is fabricating Quran. He said, what? He said, say, go ahead. The guy, he recited the Quran. Muhammad, he said, yeah, this is what I said. Then he asked the other guy, okay, what is the Quran you recite? He recite. He said, okay, this is what I said. They look at him. He said, how? He said, oh, I did not tell you that Allah gave me 7 Quran. So Muhammad, he, to cover himself that he is fabricating Quran, he claimed that Allah gave him. Nobody heard before that Muhammad have 7 Quran. Never mentioned until those two Muslims, they fight together, which is a clear evidence that Muhammad is fabricating. And look at this madness. You know, a man, he is asking God to increase. Can you send me one more? My people cannot handle it. I seek burden of forgiveness from Allah. My people would not be able to do so. To do what? It is a little tiny village, it's called Quraysh, and yet we need 7 Quran.
It says here 3 dialects, I read.
Huh?
3 dialects.
What 3 dialect, my friend? It's one tribe. There's one dialect in Quraysh. It's called Quraysh. Have you ever heard one tribe, they are living in tiny village. They have a 3 dialect. Why? They have different grandfather. One of them is a Chinese, the neighbor is Vietnamese. They are a little tiny village. Mecca is a little tiny village. In fact, Mecca, even 100 years ago, it was so tiny, so small, but thanks to the oil now. If you look at the Kaaba, you will see how the Kaaba is really a horrible place. And look now, since the oil is there, what happened to the Kaaba? Donkeys used to be around it, camels, dirt, people, they piss on the wall. The Kaaba was nothing.
Piss on the wall, really?
Yeah.
Where's your proof of that?
Look at this. If you want, you can read my books. You will find that even they put the roof of the Kaaba because they throw garbage inside the Kaaba. The Kaaba always have no roof. The Kaaba never have a roof. They put the roof because they used to throw garbage inside it to prevent them, and they put a door for it. The Kaaba used to have no door for the Kaaba.
Was that at the time of Islam?
And this is the Kaaba. Look, this is the Kaaba 100 years ago. What happened? Look at this.
Was that the time of Islam? Or
yeah.
Before?
This is the Kaaba.
That looks like before Islam. I see maybe.
No, this is, my friend, before Islam they have a camera.
You said what? Oh, no, of course not.
Yeah, this is a camera.
Oh my God, bro, I'm so stupid. What? This is a picture. Okay, it's not illustrated.
Yeah, it's a camera.
What time is this?
This is about 100 years ago.
100 years ago?
Yeah, look, you can read here. It says, صور قديمة للكعبة. All right. Pictures, old pictures of the Kaaba. I did not open.
Oops.
There's many pictures anyway, you know, like look at this one. This is another one.
What's wrong with the picture?
They have fence around it, fence for like the one you use for donkeys. And this is after they got the oil. This is after they got the oil. This is long after.
Wait, I didn't understand. They have what? Fence?
Fence. Don't you see the fence? Here, there is a fence made from metal. Yeah.
Yeah. Fence. For what? People? Renovation?
Fence around the Kaaba.
Okay, the point is?
My friend, I'm showing you that the Kaaba, the Quraysh, if you say to me 7, they need 7 dialect. If this is 100 years ago was so small, so tiny, so how it was 1,400 years ago? How was it? It was nothing. All of those are old pictures. Look, this is the Kaaba being flooded. How Allah He chose the Kaaba in a flooded place? All the sewage and the dirty water come to the Kaaba. Who is the one who chose the location of the Kaaba? Allah. Oh. Why Allah want to choose the location of the Kaaba, His holy house, in such a place where it's going to be flooded by the sewage? In case you do not know, in Mecca,
That's probably just a human problem. I've heard
No, no,
that
no, my friend. This is God's house. Hold on.
it was the
Who
cross
is the
that was
one?
burned somehow.
Who is the one who chose the location of the Kaaba?
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Exactly. So how Allah he chosen the location. He cannot fix the look. He say earth go up just a few meters. The Kaaba will never be flooded. Just earth go up. The earth will go up. That's it. So if
But wait,
Allah,
I
if
can use
I
the same logic. For example, in Jerusalem, there was war there. Why would your God be so? Okay, I'm not gonna insult, but why would your God be so incompetent to choose a spot where people would fight and have war?
First of all, war is something and this is something else. Here, this is Kaaba, and this is the house of God. The
Yeah.
location chosen by Allah, not by engineer from America. So,
Okay.
if Allah is the perfect God and He knew that this will be flooded, will be disrespected by the feces, then He should not put it there. War happened in Jerusalem. In case you do not know, in case you do not know,
God,
in
because
case
Jerusalem would be dishonored with blood, why would He put it there?
no, my God, He told Jerusalem will be destroyed. My God, He prophesied that Jesus said that the temple of Suleiman, every rock of it will be destroyed. God, He punished nations. God, He punished nations for their sin. Don't you know that? God, He burned Sodom and Gomorrah. God made a flood in all the world. Flood is one of the sign of punishment of God, not the opposite. So if God is Allah, and Allah is making a flood to His house, His holy house, and now, in case you do not know, until now in Mecca there is no sewage. They have something called Bayyara, and the Bayyara is a shithole. Like many areas in the desert, they make a hole, like in America they call it septic tank, correct? So septic tank, but the difference is it's not secure. So as soon as there is a flood, all the poo-poo in every hole will float. You will see the excuse my language, the shit floating over the water, and then we'll go to the lowest part of Mecca, and that is the Kaaba. If you go right now and search until now, Allah He chosen the worst location for His holy house.
Hello?
I'm here.
What were you saying?
Allah He chosen the location.
The worst location for the Kaaba.
That's
the point.
Absolutely. Look at this madness. Little tiny rain can destroy the city. Little tiny rain. It's not even a rain. It's nothing. It's just like 1 inch of rain can destroy the city. Cars will be flying.
Wait,
This is Mecca. This is Mecca, my friend. This is Mecca. Look at this. This is Mecca. Cannot handle anything. The structure of it until now, after all the oil and the money, and and the engineers and etc.
The point is that Allah chose bad location.
Exactly.
Based on the flood, but the flood is probably just a human.
No, but according to your religion, flood is a punishment of Allah. Okay.
But there's also natural floods.
Natural flood, no problem. But according to the Islam, everything is by the command of Allah. There's nothing is called natural.
Oh, yes, that is true. That is true. That is true.
Yeah. This is Mecca. Look at this. This is Mecca. Little tiny rain will make the whole city swim. And then all the dirt. Look, the bus is swimming. The cars are swimming in the water. So
okay, the point is, I mean, just recently there was flood in Spain. SubhanAllah, killed a lot of people.
Okay, God is punishing them too.
Allahu Alam.
Yeah, because they were supporting the Muslims against Israel. They were supporting.
Is the flood gonna make me leave Islam?
Oh, no, what?
Is this whole thing like the flood is gonna make me leave Islam?
What make you leave Islam? This is your business, my friend. I'm here to share the truth. Who stay, who leave, this is a business. I'm not here to make you leave or stay. I'm here, my duty as a Christian, to be honest and to share the truth. And whatever the truth, my Lord, the Messiah said, the truth will set you free. You want to stay, you want to leave, it's your business. God, heaven will not be missing you if you are not going there. It's up to you. Like hell can fit for billions. So this is your business. Like, are we doing favor to God now? No, nobody doing favor to God. Either you are saved or you are doomed. So you have to choose.
I have to believe in Jesus to be saved, according to your
Absolutely.
belief.
Absolutely. And you have to deny, you have to...
I have a question for you.
Sure, sure, go ahead.
I've talked to a Catholic Christian recently, and he told me that Mary is a mother of God. Is it true?
Well, the statement might be not too much accurate in the language, but it's true. Jesus is the Son of God. Mary is his mother, but she is just a female like everybody. She's a woman. So when they say she is the mother of God, they mean that she is the mother of Jesus, and Jesus is our God. But they don't mean that Mary is the wife of God and she is God. No, she is Mary, the blessed Mary. God chosen her. She is a wonderful woman, but she is a woman like every woman, but she is a chosen woman by God. Even the Quran speak about her, correct? So
Yes, yes.
in fact, the whole Quran never mention anything about any praised woman as except Mary, right? So when somebody say Mary the mother of God, I don't agree with that term, but technically it's true. She is the mother of Jesus. But that sentence can be deceiving, because somebody might think that they are claiming that Mary is God, but this is not true. Neither the Catholic, neither the Protestant or Orthodox believe that Mary is God. The Trinity is God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. Mary is not part of it. All right?
Of course, no. It's just the statement to say that Mary is the mother of God. For me, it didn't make sense.
It's better to say Mary. No, you see, you can say technically, but I don't like this statement because, as I said, because it can be confusing, especially for someone who do not know Christianity. By saying that, he might understand wrongly that we meant that Mary is God. So it's better not to use that term. Yes, Mary, she is the mother of Jesus, but she is not the mother of God as a wife of God. She is a human being.
No one said wife or anything.
Yeah, this is what this person says to you. For me, I don't agree with such a statement to be said, even though technically it's not wrong. But in the faith, it is not right to say it as a faith, because simply Mary, the whole Bible confirmed that Mary, she is a good woman, wonderful woman, a blessed woman. The Bible never described Mary more than blessed Mary. So true Christian should focus in saying what the Bible says, not what somebody says. So for us, the Bible is our constitution, not a priest. A priest can say whatever he wants. He's a priest, the same as a sheikh. He can say it, no problem. But at the end of the day, we will go back to what the gospel says, nothing more, nothing less. Even actually, Jesus in the Bible never called her even mother. He called her woman. He did not even call her once mother.
In the Bible?
Yeah, he called her woman. Why? Because he is the God of Mary.
I'm confused a little bit. Is Jesus Son of God or God?
It's the same. The Son of God is God. You are the son of your father. What is the DNA you have?
My father and my mother.
In the case of Jesus, he have no, he's born of God. He is the Word of God, and he did not take a DNA from Mary, because he exists before Mary exists. He was the Word of God.
Did you say anyone who's the Son of God is God?
There's no others. There's no anyone. There's only one Son of God. If you are a son of God, you are God. So
David.
No, David is not a son of God. There's only one Son of God. You see, for us, you see what happened to you now is what happened to Muhammad. Muhammad, he claimed that he have knowledge about Christianity and Judaism. So the Christians and the Jews, they say, we are the sons of God. Muhammad, he said to them, why you say so? If Allah, he punish you.
Talking about Muhammad. I was just talking about strictly.
I know, but just to show you, why.
Samuel.
Hold on. So the Jews and the Christians, they say, the Jews, the Christian says, we are the children of God. We are the sons of God. But they don't mean that they are his son. No. They mean that we are the children of God who Everything we have, who is our provider? God. Who is our protector? God. Who is the one who take care of, who is the reason for our existence? God. So he's our father. Muhammad, he thought, when they say that, they claim that they are not a human. That's why he said to them, nay, you are just a human. But that because Muhammad is ignorant about what we believe. So when the Bible mentioned the son of man, there's son of man, there's son of God, there's the children of God, but there's only one person. He is the only begotten son of God. That is Jesus. All right?
So what can you explain to me the verse? 2 Samuel's chapter 7 verse 14.
Read it.
Someone said oh, you want me to read it? Alright, let me find it in my Bible.
Hmm.
I got you. Let me just find it.
Mhm.
Alright, 2 Samuel's page 213. Oh, it's Old Testament. Is
Uh-huh.
it true you guys like don't like use Old Testament
No,
as
the Old Testament is our book too. Old Testament and New Testament is our book. We are Christians. We believe in the Old Testament and the New Testament.
so whatever the Old Testament says you believe and you apply it in your life?
You know, there's a law which is given to the Jews. I am not a Jew. I am from the Gentile, the one who they used to be pagan. So there's a law is given to the Jews, and there's a law is given to those who came after them. So the one who given to the Jews have to follow. However, there's certain law we cannot break. As an example, you know, murder, you know, fornication, cheating, lying, worshiping idols. Doesn't matter if you are a Jew or not. But there's things given to the Jews, like about you know, what the Jews should do, how the Jews should act, how the Jews they go to the temple, which day they celebrate, even details about how far the bathroom. This is about at that time what fit with their life to survive. So there is things for us.
Understand?
Yeah, there is things for us, and there is things for the Jews.
Okay.
It's the same like in the time of Adam. Adam, he have a law, and the law fit with his, you know, his situation. So his sons, they can even marry their own sisters, right?
Yeah,
But
from
that doesn't mean we can
from the
marry our
woman,
sister
not
today,
the woman.
right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
you can't.
yeah.
I have the verse in front of me. I will read it, inshallah.
Okay.
So I will be his father, and he shall be my son. If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of man and with the stripes of the children of men.
Yeah. So
What
my
does that
friend,
mean? Then educate me.
what it mean that I will be the one who take care of him. He build a house in my name. I will take care of him, and when he do wrong, I will correct him. I will discipline him. This is about God taking care of his people who build house of worship to him, those who worship him. They will be my children. I will discipline them. I will teach them. I will correct them. If I have to, even I have to punish them. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, that was a good conversation. I will, inshallah, get educated more on the verses that you told me.
Yeah. You see, even
Shukran.
actually, if you read carefully, it says, he who build, in verse number 13, you're reading 14, correct?
Yeah.
He will build a house for my name. So what is the reason he is going to be considered like my child? Because he's building a house in my name, worshiping me. So now he belongs to me. That's why we Christians, when we pray to God, we don't call him God, even though he is our God. We say our Father. We don't say our God. We say our Father. But doesn't mean he is our Father because he married from my mother. But he is my Father. He is my protector. We belong to him. And he is our caregiver, the one who takes care of us.
Okay.
But the Bible is so clear. There's only one person. Only one person. There's no two. He is the only Son of God. There's no other person. That is Jesus.
Hey, I was educated, man.
Sorry?
That was like good education, good ilm.
No problem. Yeah. You know, like.
I have a request for you.
Go ahead.
Is it possible I recite Quran before I leave? It's a passage in Surah Al-Maryam.
If you recite the Quran before you leave,
Yes.
you want to try to copy how the Christian recite the Bible?
Oh no.
Yeah.
And if you want to end it with a prayer, because I know I've talked a lot
because listen, because
whenever they end a talk, they always want to pray with me.
No, because what Muhammad he did, when the Muslim they chant the Quran, they're trying to copy the Christians, the Aramaic Christians.
Oh my God, bro. Yo, the glaze actually goes crazy, bro. Like, actually, get
No,
off
no, no,
these
my
things.
friend. This is the truth. This is the truth. You see,
Astaghfirullah.
this is why. Okay, if you say to me you want to recite, why you don't want to read? You want to recite, right? You want to recite. You want to sing it. But if you read it, you will laugh. Okay, give me the verse you want to read, and you will see it's funny. Do I know, guys? Before you tell me, guys, do I know what verse you will say to me? I don't know. Give me the verse, and I will show you that the verse you chose for me blindly, I can prove to you it's funny. It cannot be right. Go ahead.
That it can't be right?
Can't be right. Yes. Give me the verse. What verse?
What do you mean it can't be right?
I will show you. Just give me the verse. You said you wanna share a verse with me in the Quran. I will show you that it must be wrong, because every verse in the Quran is wrong. Give me the verse. You said chapter 19. Give it to me.
Type.
What verse?
It's in, wait, 20 something or no 30 something. Hold on. It's about Maryam when she gave birth to Isa. Right after when she gave birth.
What verse?
Let me find
right. This is when this guy Isa he speak.
Right there. Wait, 28. Go 28.
28. Okay.
27.
All right.
That's where it starts.
All right.
Yep. 27.
This is a very false statement. Look what it says here, that Mary she came carrying her son, and the people they said to her, you did something bad. They accuse her of fornication, but this is false, because Mary legally she is married to Joseph. The Jews, they have something
That's
called.
From you guys understanding.
No. You just hold on. Let me show you how silly it is. Not only that, here it says that Mary, she is the sister of Aaron.
Yes, sister of Aaron.
And the Muslim, they try to fix it. They say, not the brother of Moses. False. There's only one Aaron.
No, there's multiple Aaron.
No. Okay, who's Aaron?
Harun.
Hold on. But Mary, according to the Quran, just to show you how Muslim did duct tape. According to the Quran, Mary, she is the single child in the family. In fact, her mother, she can't even have babies. So how she have a brother now?
Wait, what? What's your point? I don't understand.
My friend, if Mary, she have a real brother, his name is Aaron. All right? Are you with me? Okay. So how the Quran say that Mary, she is the only child of her family? It was a miracle. It can't be both. Huh?
Inshallah, I'll look into it. Show me where it says it.
All right. If we go in the Quran, chapter 3, verse number 36, let me open it for you. Just to show you how Muslims, they try to duct tape and deceive Muslims, because here it's an historic error in the Quran. Mary, she is the only child in the family, and her parents cannot have a children. So here, read carefully with me.
26, you said.
Huh?
Oh, 36. Oh, 36.
Chapter 3, verse number 35 and 36. Mary, mother, she is the daughter of Imran. Do you see Imran?
hold on.
Mary herself, she is daughter of Imran. Imran is the father of Moses. But look what happened. Mary.
Give me a second. I don't know why my app is bugging, bro. Man, this is so bad. Don't download this, man. All right. I'm at 36. 35. Okay, we go 35. All right.
So Mary, because she was so happy that finally, it's a miracle, she will give birth. She don't have kids. The Mary mother I'm talking about. So she devout. She made a promise. She made a promise that whatever child she give is going to be devoted to God. This is the promise of Mary. All right.
So from me.
Yeah. Because finally she made a promise. If God, please, if I can have a child, please, I promise you, I will give my child to serve you all his life. Mary, she gave birth to a female. She was shocked. She said to Allah, but how she can serve you? Because the Jews, the priest can be only a man. It cannot be a woman. So she said, oh, it's a female. And the female is not the same as the male. She was unhappy because now how she will keep her promise?
How is she unhappy?
Yeah, because she have to keep her promise. How Mary, she will be serving Allah. She cannot be a sheikh. She cannot be a rabbi. She's a female. She's not allowed.
No, she can still serve Allah. What do you mean?
No, she cannot. What she would do?
How she cannot?
How Muslim woman she can serve Allah? Go ahead.
Well, first of all, there's ibadah.
No. This is different. Her life would be her life, my friend. Her life will be devout to Allah. Dictated to your service. Nothing she would do in life. Nothing she would do in life, except to serve Allah. The verse in front of you. Read it. Free from all worldly work. You see it?
Imran said, "My Lord, I dedicate what is in my womb entirely to your service. So accept it from me."
Freely, this is the Muslim interpretation saying, free from all worldly work, correct? To serve in the place of worship. So now we are clear. It's going to be a priest. So she is hoping that the baby will be a boy and he will be a priest.
Who added this translation? What's in
my friend, who care about the translation? This is your Muslim website, and this is I read Arabic. I did not read the translation. You can read the interpretation for it. So she dictated her.
I have my translation in front of me. It doesn't say that free from all worldly work.
The Abdul who made a translation trying to explain to you the Quran, because the Quran is a book of confusion as usual. So they have to add things to the Quran to fix the crazy Quran. But the point here, my friend, the point here, that Mary, she cannot have a children. Sorry, cannot have a brother, because as you see, the mother of Mary, she decide if she have a son, that son will be serving God. But she did not say son. She said whatever in my womb. All right. But she was assuming to be a male, because only male can serve God. Female cannot. She cannot be a priest. She cannot be anything. This is a man's society. The women, they stay home.
What do you mean? Yes, they can. Women can. They can make.
Okay. Do you have a Muslim woman? Do you have a Muslim woman nun? Like if a woman, she want to devote her life to God only, that means she will not do anything except serving God. How she can do that?
Well, first of all, she can study Islam. Then after that, she could, for example, teach it. I know there's women in my masjid. They teach kids Arabic. They teach them Quran.
My friend, those are not devout into Allah only. They go and they do their They go and they do their business. And they got married. Muslim women, they have a duty to marry. Muhammad, he
Okay,
says,
but
Sunnat
getting married
nikah.
is also a worship.
No,
Getting
Mary,
married
she
is a
cannot, according to Islam, she cannot get married. This is why you will see now, Mary now, she
that's a
moved.
different time, bro. In today's time,
My friend,
the
don't tell
Prophet.
me different time. My friend, listen to me. Listen, we are talking about the story here. I don't care about the time now. Mary, the child, is going to be only to serve Allah. How? She
Okay.
lived inside a room all her life. This is what the Quran is saying. The Quran, your book, saying, Mary, she lived inside a room. Nobody see her. No one except Zechariah. Only one person.
What is she doing in that room?
Worshipping Allah. That's it. Because
Okay.
her mother, she said, whatever I have, you know, is going to be for you, is going to serve you.
Yeah.
All right?
That's what Mary's doing. Yeah.
All right. So now Mary, she seen no man, not like what you are saying, like they go and teach in the mosque. No, she talked to nobody, you know. She seen nobody, and nobody talked to her, only one person. And this person, when he come to her, he say, he find food and fruits in the room. He say, where you get this from? You know? She said to him, it's from Allah. So if you go in the same chapter, actually, in chapter 3, if you go chapter 3, let's go chapter 3 here. All right. If you go down, you will see that Mary, now, she is under the care of Zechariah. But what she do? She is sitting in the mihrab. Al-mihrab. What is al-mihrab? It's a place where nobody can enter to worship God, which is falsy, because women are not allowed to enter that place for the Jews. That is a big fat lie. However, Zechariah entered the mihrab, and when he enter, the room is locked. She see no men. She don't even see her family. She spent the whole day worshiping. When he entered to her, he found supply and food and fruit. He say, Maryam, where you get this from? She say, it's from Allah. So even Allah, he gave her food in her room. She don't go nowhere. And then we see how Mary, the only child of her family, suddenly in the Quran she have a brother. His name is Aaron. But Aaron,
why does it say she's the only child? I don't follow.
because as you see, because if she have other, then her mother, she will not take Mary, she will take the boy.
Where do you get that?
Because this is what the Jews do. The women, she cannot serve in the temple. She cannot even enter the temple. She cannot. Suddenly Mary now, suddenly Mary now is inside the mihrab, not only in the temple, she is in the holiest location of the temple. And what she is doing there? She is living there.
They're not Jews. Okay, but you're saying this is a mistake because of Jews' standards or whatever. But for us Muslims, the family of Mary.
My friend, listen carefully. Who is the father of Moses? Imran.
Who's the father of what?
Moses and Aaron. Imran. Mary.
Aaron?
Imran. Look, you're a prophet. He listed Mary as the daughter of Imran, but Imran is the father of Moses. So your prophet is a false prophet again. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So
what are you talking about? So you're saying like there's two Ali Imrans in different times?
No, this is only, this is why a rabbi, he came to Aisha and he said to her, well, this is a mistake here, because there is hundreds of years between Mary, the mother of Jesus, and Maryam, the sister of Aaron. So what happened? Muhammad, he thought that Maryam, the sister of Aaron have a sister, her name is Maryam, correct? You know, he have a sister, her name exactly is Maryam. So Muhammad, he heard the Jews saying, okay, Aaron have a sister, her name is Maryam. So what he said? Oh, sister of Aaron. But this is different Maryam.
What do you mean this is different Maryam?
Yeah, Maryam is not the same Maryam. There's no, this is Mary, the mother of Jesus. That Maryam is the sister of Aaron.
lost, man.
My friend, Maryam, guys, somebody can post for us number 12:1, book of Numbers, 12:1, so he can see it. Let us see.
I'm
Can you read it for me?
I'm gonna soon have to wrap it up, bro, because you're just jumping.
Can you read it for me?
What, in the Bible?
Yeah, I just posted for you there.
I don't care about Bible. Bible, I don't believe.
No, my friend, all the names you have is coming from the Bible. You are stealing from us. You have no knowledge of Mary. Yeah, you have no knowledge of Mary. You have no knowledge of Aaron. You don't even know what Aaron. Okay, what Aaron mean? You don't know. What Maryam mean? You do not know. What Moses mean? You do not know. Those are names you stole. You don't know what. Even your prophet do not know what they mean. So, in the book of Number, chapter 12, it says, verse number 1.
You're just. I don't know if you know this, but you're just saying things. No proofs. No.
What do you mean? How Mary she become the sister? How Mary she become the sister of Aaron and the daughter of Amram? Come on.
I don't know. I'm kind of lost right now. Maybe we're talking about two different people.
All right, my friend. Yeah, welcome anyway. But next time you come here, I advise you to bring me a sheet.
Now there's three things I have to look into. So you told me about two different Maryams in Surah Ali Imran and in Surah Maryam. That's your claim.
Surah what? There's not in the Quran. There's only one Maryam. In the Quran, there's only one Maryam. But you're a prophet mistaken between Maryam, the sister of Aaron, and Maryam, the mother of Jesus. He think that Moses is the uncle of Jesus. This is how ignorant your prophet is.
No. I think you got it confused. I think it's maybe because of Harun. People they used to call their sons after names of saint. So when we're talking about
my friend, Aaron is not a saint. Aaron is not a saint. Secondly, he is not from her family. Number 3, he is not even from her tribe. So Mary, she have nothing to do with Aaron, not even close. Nothing to do with him. She is not from the same tribe. She is totally from different tribe. And Aaron was not even a good guy even in Islam, because according to Islam, Aaron is the one who made the cow for the Jews to worship the cow.
According to Islam, Harun made that.
Yeah.
Pretty much remembered that when Musa came back from the fasting,
he
asked his brother about what is, like, this madness. And he didn't agree to it.
Exactly. So how he can be a saint, and how he can be a saint if he allow people to do such a sin?
Where did he allow people to do such a sin?
Doesn't matter. He should not allow.
But where's your proof? I'm telling you, he didn't allow it.
Well, because it happened. He's in charge.
Yeah, he's in charge. Something out of the control, something like that.
How it can be? Is it? So if they decide to do it, he can still say I will never agree. But he agreed according to your religion.
No, he didn't agree.
Okay.
Show me the verse.
Who was in charge?
When Musa went to fasting, Harun was in charge.
Okay. So when Moses came back, do they have the cow or not?
Yes.
It's
saying it right here in the verse.
My friend, did Aaron, according to Islam, break it, try to stop them? No.
Yes.
Okay, show me the. Show me the reference.
You have made the claim. Show me.
No. You said yes. Show me. I want to see.
No. You said that Harun made the golden cow. He built the golden cow.
It's you who said to me a second ago. You forgot what you said. Are you? Do you forget? Are you like suffering from memory a problem? So.
Maybe but what was my problem? What's the?
You said to me. The one who was in charge of is Aaron.
Yes.
Okay. So if you are in charge, that means you are what? A ruler. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So if the ruler he is in charge, then anything happened during the time of the ruler, he is responsible for whatever happened.
Yeah, kinda he is.
All right. So now when Moses came back and he gave the command to Aaron to take over.
Yeah.
Aaron did nothing.
Okay. Prove to me that he did nothing.
What? Well, he did nothing because he came. Moses, he came back. They were fighting. They were worshiping him, worshiping the cow still.
Okay, I will respond.
Okay,
inshallah. So.
No. You do not need to respond later, my friend. The Quran. قال هارون وما منعك إذ رأيتهم ضلوا. Moses says to Aaron. Let me find you the verse.
We don't see the verse. We're not seeing the verse.
Oh, okay, you didn't see it, no problem.
Are you pointing at? Okay, now we're seeing your screen.
All right. Chapter 20, verse number 92. Moses says to Aaron, "What stopped you when you saw them doing this?"
Yeah.
Huh? Why you are following the one who disobey me? Then Harun, he says, "Oh, the son of my mother, don't grab me from my beard or my head. I was afraid that I would divide the children of Israel." So he agreed. It's in front of you.
Wait. Oh, son of mother. Oh, son of my mother. Sees. No, he didn't agree.
He agreed. No, Musa says to him.
He didn't.
No, listen. Musa says to him, "Listen, why you did not follow?" Okay, read carefully. Why you did not follow my command?
Follow the Musa's order.
Exactly. Then Aaron explained. He says, "Well, I feared." So he did not follow. He agreed. He did not follow. He was fearing that if he refused what they asked for, he will cause division, which means he agreed.
You're just jumping into conclusions.
My friend, if I ask you why you let them doing it, you say, "Okay, I was afraid if I don't let them do it, I will cause division." So did he let them do it? Yes.
Yeah, but to not cause division.
Yeah. So what? Who care? Causing division is more important, or worshiping idols?
Maybe.
What do you mean, Allahu Alam? Worshipping a cow. Worshipping a cow is better than causing division?
Oh, no. I'm talking about
yeah. Like so his excuse is a false excuse, because so what if he caused division? Isn't it better to worship a cow now?
Exactly, but his point is that he was scared to cause division, and that later on.
My friend, he already caused division now. Already he caused more horrible division, because now there is people, they are against the cow, and there is people, they worship the cow. So the Jews are not Jews no more. They became apostate. They left God. They are worshiping a cow. They became Hindus. So how you say to me, "Oh, they call them by their saint"? What saint? You Muslim have saints since when? That is a new one for me. You Muslim have saints? Anyway, my friend, thank you very much for joining us. Allahu Alam, exactly. That's a good one.
Say Allah. Said Subhanallah.
Subhanallah.
Where's the problem in saying Allahu Alam? You know, Umar radiallahu.
No, my friend. First of all, hold on.
I don't know.
Listen, no. Allah knows best is something the Muslim they use because they are polytheists, not monotheists. Don't you know?
Polytheists.
Yeah.
What about Qul Wallahu Ahad?
Okay, this is polytheist too, because Ahad mean one off, not one. Ahad, read the whole Quran. You will not find the word Ahad in one place except one off. Ahad, Ahadul Tullab, Ahadul Asatida.
Tell me, who are the other people that we worship?
Listen. Okay, I will tell you. Do you what is associating mean? Associating the name. Exactly. So when you say Allah knows best, do you add Muhammad to Allah knows best?
Of course not.
No, you do.
No, I said Allah knows best. I didn't say Muhammad knows best.
Okay, so you refuse to say Allah and Muhammad knows best? You refuse that?
No, because Allah is the most knowledgeable. So that's why I only say Allah
So
knows
okay,
best.
so
He's
so you agree with me that the one who says Allah and His Prophet knows best is mushrik. He's a polytheist, correct?
Not necessarily, because let's say
No, it's necessarily because if you
wait,
associate.
Christian Prince, I'm answering. Wait, hold on, I'm answering. Am I not answering? Let's say, for example, I was at the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and something happened in front of me. I have no knowledge of what to decide, what to do. So I would probably say Allah knows best, and the messenger knows, because I follow the messenger, follow Allah, and I follow the messenger. So was it the
Look what you just did. You just said that Allah and Muhammad knows best. Both of them are equal in knowledge by saying best.
No, they're not equal.
No,
I said
if I say
time,
no, you say it. Listen, look. Okay, did you differentiate? Listen. Did you differentiate between the first one and the second one? No, you gave them the same grade. You say knows best both. You didn't say the Prophet, he learned from Allah and Allah knows best. No, you said Allah and His messengers knows best. So if I say now Christian Prince and Jesus knows best, I'm making myself equal to Jesus. As simple as that. Because me and Jesus knows best, which is absolutely false. If I do that, I'm no Christian no more. I made myself equal to the one who taught me everything and the one who knows everything. And we know a human being, he knows nothing.
Make your point. Maybe I was actually in mistake and I shouldn't have said the Prophet also knows best. But show me the hadith. You're probably going to show me something that says that
it's in front of you. It's in front of you. Muhammad, he said, and Muhammad did not even correct him. He did not say, don't say that. So
okay, let's read inshallah. Once I was with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the mosque at the time of sunset. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "O Abu Dhar, Abu Dhahar, do you know where the sun sets?" I replied, Allah and His apostate knows best. He said, it goes and prostrate underneath Allah's throne. That is Allah's statement. The sun runs on its fixed course for a term decreed of Almighty, all-knowing. Where's the problem in this?
So Allah and His Messenger knows best. And not only that, the whole story here proving Muhammad again to be false, because the sun goes nowhere. Muhammad, he claimed that the sun going every day from the east to the west. And this is interpretation for the Quran, chapter 36, verse number 38. But we know the sun goes nowhere. The sun have nothing to do with the earth going around itself. So again, Muhammad here, he claimed that he knows best. He like it. He said, do you know? The Muslim, they say to him, Allah, you can see thousands of hadiths saying the same. Allah and His Messenger knows best. Muhammad never correct them. But this is an act of polytheist.
Yeah, probably because they were in their time. And that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to us in the Quran, Alam nashrah laka sadrak. He opened Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's chest to understanding. So
my
when
friend,
they were in their time.
No, nashrah laka sadrak is not about understanding. According to your God, He sent two angels to do plastic surgery to the chest of Muhammad. And then
when he was young. Where's the problem in this?
No, they did to him twice, when he was young and when he was old. So
okay, maybe
hold on. No. Look, the story you just mentioned to me is a clear proof again that Muhammad is a liar. Why? Because God do not need to do physical surgery to clean somebody. Like, you clean him from what? Is sin is something physical? Is sin is something like, is it we have a poo-poo?
SubhanAllah, this is, Christian Prince, this is so ironic, because your God had to sacrifice His own son to forgive the original sin. Allah.
First of all, this is absolutely false. No Christian teach that my God have to sacrifice His son. That is not where. But we will go back.
Okay, I will say the same thing. It is absolutely false. Allah did not have absolutely to send those two angels to make surgery.
No, He did. You cannot say that no more, because your God Allah, He did a physical surgery. And according to the angels, they took the heart and the kidney and the liver and everything in the stomach of Muhammad, and they install a dish of wisdom. Is that true?
And they what?
They install a dish of wisdom.
They installed additional wisdom?
A dish, dish, you know dish?
A dish?
Dish, yeah, dish.
What I know is that I only know one time, maybe.
Do you know sahan? Do you know what sahan mean?
La.
Okay. Container, you put food for it, what do you call it?
Oh, wait. Yes, I know this. So that was the first time when,
All right.
I mean,
okay.
the only time according to me, but Allahu A'lam.
All
So
right.
he was playing with boys, yes.
All right. So,
wait, go on the first one.
According to your prophet, they brought two dishes. One have faith and one have wisdom. Who in the world really believe in this? You know.
Wait. Come back to that hadith.
All those, I'm just showing you all those hadiths saying the same. So they get him a dish.
Show me at least one. Stop scrolling and
all
show
right,
me one.
No problem. Here we go.
Has been Malik that the prayers were came down the message. Okay, what's the problem in this?
The problem that your prophet, he have stuffed, they stuffed him. They stuffed even his nerves by wisdom. Who in the world wanna believe that wisdom, they become rice? Like I heard about zucchini, we put rice on it. We heard about putting spice and meat inside the eggplant. But God, he installed in the nerves and the veins of Muhammad and the chest of Muhammad faith and wisdom in dishes.
Faith,
which means believe. Faith.
Okay. Wisdom, knowledge. Yeah. So
yeah, and faith. Have you ever heard of faith is coming in dishes?
Can you write it on top? You know where the bar, HTML bar.
Faith. You know what faith? You know what faith?
Well, can you write it for me? I'll read it, inshallah.
All right. Here we go. I just wrote it for you.
Just right there, just delete that sunnah.com.
I wrote it for you in Discord. Look in Discord in the chat. I wrote it for you. Faith.
Yes. Okay. Faith.
Okay.
Faith, wisdom, and knowledge. Okay. What's the problem in this?
So they install. So do you really believe that God, he sent a dish? One dish have faith, and the other dish have wisdom.
Yes, I believe if Allah says it, I believe in it. 100%.
Okay. All right. No problem. So in Islam, dishes come in faith. In fact, in Sahih Bukhari, even it make it more horrible. It says mahshu. You know what mahshu mean? They stuff it. So the angels, they start pushing. They open the belly of Muhammad. They stuff it with wisdom and faith.
Okay, what's the problem in that?
What do you mean? Okay, I don't know. Guys, read carefully. And then Jibreel, he cut open a part of his body. In fact, it says from his throat to his balls. Between his throat to his balls, not to his throat, to his heart. And took all the material.
Where do you
read? Okay, here's a chest abdomen. Do you see it?
Yeah.
All right. So where we are now? Which location? Then they wash it with Zamzam water with his own hand, and then he brought a golden tray containing a golden bowl full of belief and wisdom. And was brought, and then Jibreel stuffed his chest and his throat and blood vessels with it.
Yes. What else?
No comment.
Where's the problem in that?
What do you mean no problem? I mean, if God, so your prophet, he needed a plastic surgery. You see, if I do need to do physical surgery to fix the faith of Muhammad and the wisdom of Muhammad. That means Muhammad, I'm not trying to insult, but I'm telling you what I believe. He was so
That's just
stupid.
your interpretation. That's just too honestly.
No,
Like, with
no,
all due
no, no.
respect,
Listen,
with all
listen.
due knowledge,
Okay,
this is just stupid.
to
Okay, well,
the,
I can say the same thing.
if you
Your God
go,
is so
listen, listen.
miserable. He needed
If
to kill his own
if somebody is
sacrifice in
sick,
order to
if somebody is
forgive
sick,
the original sin.
if somebody is sick, do you do surgery first or you take medicine first? Medicine. But if
I'm
there
not a
is,
doctor. Allah A'lam.
if the medicine will not work, they say the doctor says to you, "No, we cannot fix it with medicine. We have to do surgery." So your God could not fix Muhammad. This is how bad he is. And why he did not do that to Moses, Abraham, Isa, whatever. Only Muhammad? Yes, only Muhammad. Dish of faith and dish of wisdom. And look, this story is mentioned by Muhammad after he got the surgery. But if you read the story, you will see how stupid it is. He went up to heaven. So this is all to prepare him to go to heaven. What? So he was having zero wisdom before he go to heaven? He have zero faith?
Not necessarily.
Are we increasing the faith of Muhammad now by installing faith?
Allahu A'lam, probably, maybe.
So maybe Allah, he put 16 gigabyte in Muhammad faith. Instead of 2 gigabyte, you have maybe 1 gig, maybe you have half gigabyte. So Allah decided to upgrade.
Christian Prince, you are very good, like, subhanAllah, you know how to make show and entertainment. Now,
My
in
friend,
the world,
the best
Adam and Jesus,
entertainer.
thousands and thousands of gigabytes of sins, and then your God took his son, his beautiful, innocent son, sacrificed him.
Okay,
Then
can you
that's
show me?
when
Okay, you see, just to show you that the Muslim, they lie to you. Where in the Bible it says that God, he sacrificed his son? If you can show me that, I will kiss your shoes. Go ahead.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know if you will believe me.
So it's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie.
Missionaries have lied to me.
No, nobody will say that God sacrificed. If they say that to you, they are ignorant. They don't know what they're talking. The Bible says, "For God loved the world; He sent His only begotten Son to save the world, not to sacrifice His Son."
How did He save the world?
He came to us. The Jews killed Him. The Roman killed Him. He's not the one. He did not call them, "Hey, come, I'm coming to you. You need to kill me, okay? Because this is the only way." No, Jesus never said that. They killed Him. He did not call them to kill Him. He did not say, "Hey, please kill me. I need to sacrifice myself." This is a lie. This does not exist. Nowhere in Christianity it teaches that. Jesus knew the future. He knew what they will do, but that does not mean He's asking them to do it. This is a lie. So when the Messiah was
the future, but
listen. Let me correct your understanding. When the Messiah was crucified, it's not because God cannot save us unless Messiah die in the cross. No. Jesus says, "Whoever believe in me, and I will live." He said that when he is alive, not when he is on the cross. Whoever believe in me, and he die, he will live. So whoever believe in Jesus, regardless what he have done, he believe in Jesus, he will be saved. So you have to believe in everything Jesus do. One of them, he was on the cross. So if you don't believe in the Jesus on the cross, you don't believe in Jesus. If you don't believe in Jesus born of Virgin Mary, you don't believe in Jesus. If you don't believe that Jesus is the one who came to save you, then you don't believe in Jesus. So whoever believe in me, whoever,
What about the people before Jesus? You said if someone doesn't believe that Jesus came out from Mary, he doesn't believe
before Jesus. Before Jesus, you mean?
Yes.
God will judge them by what they know. If nobody knows about Jesus, let us say, even now, let us say there's a tribe in the jungles in Amazon. They never heard of the gospel. God will judge them by what they know, not by refusing, because they never heard of Jesus. God is about justice. So the one who never heard, he will be judged by what he know. What he know? God, when he created you, he implement in you, when he created you, something is called knowing. Guilt. You feel guilt when you do wrong. So even a dog, you can check it in YouTube. Even a dog when he eat the food which is not his, he put his head in the corner. Is that correct? And he's a dog. He knew he's guilty. And this is a puppy. So God, when he created us, he gave us certain knowledge. This is what he did to Adam. So he can recognize between things. This is why the Quran says, Allah taught Adam all the names. He stole that from the Bible. But that is not about names. That's about being able to recognize things so he can do things right. So he gave him wisdom, some kind of wisdom. So he can be able to judge and to do the right thing. If dogs, they can recognize that they are guilty, what about a human being? So God will judge you by what you know. If you do not know about Jesus, he will not judge you for refusing Jesus because you never refused Jesus. But you Muslims, I guarantee you, all of you Muslims will go to hell because you know about Jesus. You make fun of Jesus and you say he is nobody. He's just a yeah. You say he is nobody. You make fun.
Whoever makes fun of Jesus.
No, you make fun. Look what you did. You made fun of the crucifixion of Jesus. You make a fun of Jesus sacrificing himself.
I made fun of the crucifixion because I know it's not true.
No. This is not about being true. You are making fun, in fact, because if
I'm not making a fun of. Okay.
Hold on. Listen. First of all, how you know it's not true?
Because I believe that Allah said in the Quran that
no, you see, Allah did not say anything in the Quran. This is Muhammad Quran. You have one witness. He never witnessed Jesus. Did he see Jesus? No. Did he speak the language of Jesus? No. Do he even know where Jesus was born? No. He don't even know the name of Jesus. He's Isa. Who's Isa? We do not know. You will not find one Christian call Jesus Isa. Who's Isa? We have no idea. Isa is the word used for camel. Camel. Is Jesus as a camel?
How do we say camel in Arabic?
العيس يقتلها الظما والماء على ظهورها محمول. Camels, they are dying from thirst and the water is carried in their back. I just gave you a poetry. So my friend,
camel in Arabic is,
you're a prophet is the last one to tell us about Jesus. How somebody never saw 600 years after Jesus, he will tell us what happened. In fact, the Quran says, yes, the cross happened.
Isa is not camel in Arabic.
Tell me what Isa mean. Isa, what does it mean?
You said what?
What Isa mean? Go ahead. Is Isa even an Arabic word? Why his mother she will call him Isa? She is born in Saudi Arabia.
No, but the Quran was revealed in the language Arabic.
You don't change the name. Jibril, did you change the name Jibril? No. What about Abraham? The same. Mikael, the same. Maryam, the same. So how come suddenly Jesus became Isa? Like all the names stay the same except this person? Muhammad did not know what he's talking about. And in the top of that, my friend, in the top of that, your Quran witnessed that the crucifixion happened. All what the Quran is saying, that Allah, he lied to us and he made someone look like him. But that means Allah is shaitan. And that means and the Quran witnessed that.
Oh my God, Christian Prince, no way. From thousands, hundreds and hundreds of years, you just give the interpretation that Allah is shaitan. Subhanallah. We know how come all the ulama have never thought about this. Subhanallah. Christian Prince.
No. You see, you are mistaken, my friend. As soon as Muhammad he died, most of the Arab they left Islam. Abu Bakr he waged a war because they knew Allah is shaitan. They don't want to believe in Islam. And as you see here, look what happened. Allah, he made someone look like Jesus. Hold on.
Okay. Too much.
Listen. What shaitan do to you? Do you agree that shaitan deceive people?
He's an enemy.
No. Do you agree that no, he's an enemy? In Islam, he's not an enemy. He's a Muslim.
Yes, shaitan is an enemy.
No. In Islam, shaitan. No, in Islam, shaitan is a Muslim. Do you want to bet?
No.
This is your Quran saying that shaitan, he worship Allah and he is a good believer, my friend. So what are you talking about? In fact, Allah and shaitan
disobeyed him.
Yeah, Allah and Shaitan, they have an agreement.
Yeah, good belief. Okay.
Allah, he deceived Shaitan. So Allah, he said to Allah, the Shaitan said to Allah, because you deceived me, I would deceive them. Is that okay? He said, okay, except those who they are, you know, the one who follow you. So Shaitan made an agreement with Allah that he will deceive the whole world except the Muslims. Read it. And he called Allah my Lord. He's a Muslim.
At least Shaitan, he acknowledges Allah compared to you.
See, this is why Allah can't be God, because Shaitan, he is evil. How he acknowledge someone like, how they agree together to deceive the world? How he is God?
Allah saved Jesus. It's different. I don't know.
My friend, oh no, this is not saving, because he made the Christian think this is Jesus. So until now, we think it's Jesus, but it was not Jesus. And look at this religion. Jibreel, he cloned the boyfriend of Muhammad, Dahya al-Kalbi. Shaitan, he cloned Jibreel. He came to him.
Christian, yo, it's 10:45. I get it. You destroyed me. Good job. I'm not a knowledgeable person, so I couldn't
All right,
really
my friend.
answer.
No,
I just want to take a moment.
My friend, I'm not here to destroy you. You are getting it wrong. I'm here to share the truth, with everybody, including you. And the one who wanna think, he's welcome. The one who don't wanna just he going blind. It's up to you. But this is an act of Shaitan, and Shaitan have an agreement with Allah to deceive the whole world except Muslims.
I get your point. All right, mashallah.
And not only that, before you go, listen. Before you go, listen. Look, in the Quran it says in verse number 40, except your chosen, the guided one. In verse number 42, Allah agree. He said to him, Inna ibadi laysa laka alayhim sultan. Certainly you shall not have authority over my slaves, except those who follow you. So how Muhammad received satanic verses?
I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't really know what verses you're talking about.
Well, chapter 15, verse number 40, 41, 42. Shaitan, he told Allah, okay, you deceive me, I will deceive them. What do you think? Allah said, fine. However, and Shaitan told him, except you're chosen. Okay, is Muhammad chosen? Yeah, he is for sure, supposedly. And not only Muhammad, all the Muslims, whoever became a Muslim. And Allah said to him, okay, wonderful, that is a straight deal for me. All right? And then Allah continues saying, certainly you shall have no authority over my slaves, except al-ghaween. Who is al-ghaween? Mushrikeen, criminals. So how Muhammad, he received satanic verses if Shaitan cannot deceive Muhammad?
He didn't receive satanic verses.
He received. So what we talk about, my friend, what we talk about, he received satanic verses. What's wrong with you?
In the same verse, it said that Allah removed.
Exactly. No problem. No problem. But still he received it. In order to receive
Allah
it.
removed it. So like, what's the point?
No. You see, if Shaitan, listen. If Shaitan have no authority over Muhammad, and then he was able to deliver Shaitanic verses to Muhammad, then he have authority
by removing the falsehood.
Listen, if Shaitan can throw, when Shaitan he throw in the mouth of Muhammad, is that an act against Muhammad and Allah? Yes or no?
Is it an act? Yo, I don't understand, bro.
If you know, you understand.
In the same ayah, you're just at this point you're just denying. In the same ayah, he said that he removed. Allah said removed. No problem.
Okay, I throw paint on you. Let me make it simple. I throw paint. You know what paint is?
I know what paint is.
Okay, so I throw red paint on you, and now you will remove it. Okay, but that means the paint was on you, correct?
Allah removed the falsehood. How can I?
No, answer. If I throw paint on you, and then you will remove the paint, that means already you have paint on you. Otherwise, you don't need to remove it, correct?
I don't know. Freaking, it was removed mid-air.
What?
It was removed mid-air. If I go to your example.
No, he cannot remove. No, you can remove from the air. What air? I throw at you. What air? So in order to clean it from you, that means you have it on you. So Allah will delete whatever shaitan he throw in. It's already in. In where? In the Quran. So how shaitan have no authority over Muhammad? And then he controlled the mouth of Muhammad. He speak in his tongue. He using the tongue of Muhammad. In order to use the tongue of somebody, you have to control his thoughts, his brain. You cannot make...
Finish up, man. I actually have to go. I actually have to go to sleep.
All right. All right. Okay.
If you want to end with a prayer, I have no problem. But wait, can I take like maybe 30 seconds?
Well, we will pray. I will pray. I don't allow Muslim to pray here because Islam is a pagan religion, satanic religion.
No,
but
if I said if you want to pray.
Sure.
You.
May the Lord, we pray to the Lord to open the eyes and the heart of this gentleman. He's a nice guy. He's trying to deny what we say to him, but we pray to the Lord that he will help us. For all of us, we need his help to open the heart, to touch the heart, and to make people wake up from their coma. Our Lord is all loving, is all merciful. So we pray to you, Lord, to open the eyes of this man. Bring him to you. Save him. He's been deceived. He needs your help. In his name we pray. Amen.
Okay. I just wanted to take, is it possible to take a moment? Clarify something. Someone said Islam is cancer and they removed the C and put an Ottoman Empire logo. There's no Islamic symbol. That's the Ottoman flag. The moon thing with the star. So,
no, my friend, you are wrong. You are wrong. The Quran make it clear that the crescent moon is the sign you wait for. That's why when you fast Ramadan, Ramadan is not a month. Ramadan is the name of a moon. So when you fast Ramadan
is a month.
No, Ramadan is not even an Arabic word. Ramadan is a word mean moon. That's why it says Shahru Ramadan. Shahr mean moon, not month. Today in the language today is used as as a month, but in the old days, you can go right now in Hebrew and you will see that the word Shahr mean moon. So the moon of Ramadan is when the Quran came to you. So whoever of you sight the crescent moon, all right? So do you sight the moon? Yes. Which moon? Ramadan. So in Islam there's 12 moons, and each one of them there's 12 moons, and each one.
I only know one.
No. Look, you see, my friend, because you Muslims are ignorant in your own Quran, and your Quran is not even Arabic. The Quran is stolen from Aramaic. So the Quran says that there is a 12 moon, and those moons, wherever the Quran used the word shahr, you see all those say shahr. All of them is about moon. So the number of moons for Allah is 12 moons, chapter 9, verse number 36. The translation here is false. They say the number of months is false. The number of the moons for Allah is 12 moon. All right?
Christian Prince.
All right. Thank you very much.
Can I have maybe 15 seconds and recite something?
All right. Recite?
You really? You have no problem? Are you comfortable or you don't?
I don't allow Muslim to recite Quran here. Sorry. We can read it only.
Okay, I will not recite then.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks. I will wish you guys all a good night.
Take care.
I take care, man.
All right. All right. Did we have a good time, guys? Did we learn something good today? The Muslim scholars, my friend, if you're still listening, they will never dare to debate me. They will, because that will be the end of their career. Those people, they will debate people who maybe apostate prophet, they didn't know Arabic, they limited, language is limited, they, okay, we know what he will talk about. Here, there will be shish kebab. Here, there's no games to play. All right? I guarantee you, if you come here to the coming 100 years, Each time I go live, you will learn something new. Sometimes we repeat because we have what we can do. I mean, we have, because it's the same, you know, we have to repeat, especially the basic things. But when a Muslim, he mentions something, that will trigger a memory in my brain. And then I'll bring something new you never heard before. The first thing you will notice, that the Muslims, even those who speak Arabic, they are so much disconnected with their book. Like Muhammad, it says in the Quran, he is a ummi. Okay, what ummi mean? They say illiterate. He did not know how to write, how to read. False. The Quran made it so clear. The ummi is the one who do not know the book. Gomai. He's copying the Jews, Gentiles. They cannot even understand a word in their book. This is why we laugh at them. And that's why we refuse Islam. Chapter 2, verse number 78, it says, وَمِنْهُمْ أُمِّيُّونَ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ الْكِتَابِ. From among them, people who they are illiterate, learned, they do not know the book. This is not about knowing how to read, how to write. This is not about knowing the scriptures. So those who they are, this doesn't say Jews, by the way, they are adding there. All right? The same in tons of verses. And then the Muslim, they will say to you, the word ummi mean he do not know how to read, how to write. Abdul, do you understand? They are slow. They are so slow. It says here, those who they are illiterate and those who they are giving the scripture. Do you see it, guys? Even here, even look, it's in front of you. But still they can't see. They are blind. The word ummi mean the one who do not know God. He is pagan like Muhammad. This is why we are called people of the book. They are the ummi. They are the gomai. All right. Wasn't Allah the moon god? Yes, he is the moon god. But nothing changed. Like what he was yesterday, today he's not. All right. Did we have a good time? With all the education here we give, which nobody can give you, there's no school can give you what we give you here. We don't even have good review. We don't even have people having good comment. People don't care. People, they go where there is super chat. You know, like the money start coming like rain. Here we don't have super chat, so we don't have show time. And we don't have comedy of people in the camera. So, you know, after we make all the knowledge available, then we cannot even find somebody making a comment. They don't share a link. Those videos, you have to download them, share them with your family, your friends, cut them pieces, because this is what we Christians, we need. I don't care about you. Like, it's not about me. My view here is not about, I don't keep my videos, you know that. So I want to see more and more people watching this, because this is about knowledge. What the Bible says, my people have been destroyed because of their ignorance. Ignorance, my friend, is our enemy. This poor guy who believes in Allah. Why he believes in Allah? Because he's ignorant. Right? If not ignorance, we will not do any mistakes. And there are some mistakes are deadly. Right? It's all about our ignorance. Why walking in dark is very hard? Because we are ignorant about what is around us. The second we have light, we see, we walk normally. Even in your home, if you lose the electricity, if you are not used to walk without light, you will hit your foot with the table, your leg with the sofa, you will be all over the place. You know, in the book of James it says, but if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, and God will provide you. How God he provide us? Number one is the Bible. That's why Jesus, he told us, read the books. He commanded us to read. Find the truth. And what will happen then? The truth will set you free. If you see a teacher, examine the spirit. Don't listen to him. He might be a liar. From their fruits you shall know them. What Jesus said for those who they are doing buying and selling in the front of the temple. He said to them, you made the house of my father a bazaar. And this is how you know false teachers. Buy this, sell this. It's a business. And then they put into the business some of their own character to make it about them, not about God. So we have to be vigilant. We have to be smart. Muhammad, he deceived a lot of people because he claimed to be from God. This is why the Lord, he says to us, be aware of false prophets. Right? False teachers. They will come to you in the clothes of a sheep, but they are wolves. And you know, I am just a person who say things as it is. I know, like our friend here at chat, the one who was speaking to me, he's a nice person. He's a gentleman. I cannot speak negative about him. But I cannot lie to him and say, okay, I'm going to be hypocrite with you. I show respect to Muhammad. I respect. That would be a big sin for me. I'm just being honest with him. You know, you hear some Christian, they say to you, we should not speak to Muslim this way. Well, like, how you want him to know then? If you tell him you are okay, then he will never leave. You don't want to tell them just Jesus can save you, that's it. You have to convince him. He have given information about Jesus which is false. So if you don't say Jesus is the one who can save you and Muhammad will take you to hell, why he will leave anyway? If you say to him it's okay to be a Muslim, I respect Islam, I respect Allah, I respect Muhammad, so what the problem then? That means he's a good guy. Allah is a good guy then. A true Christian will never respect anything is not truthful. Any Christian who is politically correct is a false Christian. Because you cannot serve God by respecting evil. That will make you the evil himself. Right? Always be careful from false teachers. Silver player. All right, Silver, what do you want to say to us?
CPU bitch ass nigga, when our God comes back, I am take him as my right hand pauses. CPU bitch ass nigga, when our God comes back, I am take him as my right.
Stupid. I wonder where your mom, she gave birth to you from her booger nose or from her anus? Properly the anus. You know, you will see all kind of hypocrite people saying to you that people are equal. They are not. Hypocrisy. If people are equal, why God called them wicked? Is the wicked is equal to the righteous? Is the wicked is equal to the one who fight his own sin? Is a child molester is equal to the one who defends children? There's a lot of hypocrisy in this world because nobody dare to say the truth. The second you say the truth, you will be in trouble. But welcome to the trouble. Jesus told you to carry your cross. So you refuse to carry the cross because you are afraid of the cross. From their fruits you shall know them. Are we good to go? Did we have good time? And I mean good education. You know, like we try to make it a form of comedy, but I'm not a comedian, my friend. But I try, as they say, like a teacher who don't make his class boring is the one who is doing good job. Like if you go to a classroom and the student, everybody is asleep, that means the teacher is very, very bad. He could not make the students stay listening. He could not maintain even 30 minutes. We come here, we stay for 7 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours. Still people don't go to sleep. They are listening and learning. Why? Number one, because we have the truth. And we are here for a mission to prove the truth. Number three, God, He gave us the gift, not our own, to speak, to confront, to be victorious. So God will use you when you are with Him. So when you speak, He will give you the wisdom. It's not your own. Sometimes me, myself, I don't know even where the questions, how the questions are answered. I believe the Lord, He uses us so we can speak wise and we can be the one who can explain, bring people to Him. Not like Mohammed, Shaitan, he speak in his mouth and he give him satanic verses, and I am not a prophet, I am not a priest, and I never claim to be. I'm nobody. We have the wisdom of the Lord, and on it we build our temple, our faith. They have nothing. They have no God. They have no book. They have no history except evil. We have the Messiah. We have the decency. We have the ethic. We have the most loving, giving, forgiving God. The one who is in the cross, He says, forgive them, Father, they do not know what they are doing. If somebody touch your eye, will go crazy. Imagine they are crucifying Him, and what He is doing? He's asking the Father to forgive them. Who want to do that? Which one of us, He will be crucified? People are making fun of Him. And what He is worried about? Father, forgive them. That is our Lord. So we praise His name, and in His name we are going to be always victorious. I want to say thank you guys for being here. It's time to go. Remember, we are not fighting against flesh and blood. Our war from different kind. It can be sometimes physical war, but most of it is a spiritual war, and this is the most dangerous. This is why the Muslims, they fear the one who speak, not the one who have a sword, because the sword, he kill, you kill, but the one who have a word, he can change nations, he can change generations. And this is why they fear our gospel. This is why they fear preaching the gospels in their towns and their cities. They are terrified, for they have nothing. Even their book call us the people of the book. And maybe this is the only true statement in such a filthy book. It's called the Quran. Yes, we are the people of the book, the people of Jesus. God is good, so is Jesus. I mean to that. And see you soon again. This is your brother Christian Prince, who has served you humbly for today. Thank you.